justice if it did exist. I wouldn't be walking down the street to where I live. My house is chaos and all of my money's gone, but I've never been the type to grab something and hold on. I don't work for justice, I don't give a shit. I'm just trying to walk on down the street to where I live. My life is chaos and all of my friends are gone, but I've never been the type to keep in touch with anyone. Thank you. This has been a great show. This has been wonderful. Thank you. From the beginning, thank you to Eric Fun.
Yeah!
Eric Fun! Yeah.
He's fun!
He played first and he played best, in my humble opinion. You know? Not a disparagement to anybody else because all the other bands were great. But I think part of it had to do with format. You know, I play a lot of shows with people who play solo acoustic guitar music, and so if I see someone's about to do that, I'm like, well, you know, I might have seen something very similar to this before. But he totally blew me away. He totally exceeded all of my expectations of what something like that is going to be like. I loved his set. And then Toy Cars followed it up with excellent electric rock and roll music. And then these Korn people came, and they were not one person with acoustic guitar. They were two people with acoustic guitars, and they had wonderful songs. And then of course we had Teenage Halloween, an incredible emotional hardcore band that played. And then we had my old friend Brooke Pridemore, who I've just known him for so many years. We've been on tour together. It is great to play with him. It always is. And then Mikey Erg from this amazing band, the Ergs. It's great to play with them. I think I got everybody. I'm pretty sure that was all the people who played. This has been an amazing show. Thanks to Luke and thanks to the house for having us. This is the song about repetitive things. On Mondays, I do the laundry at the 24-hour place next to the Dollar Tree. I know that I can walk, but gotta love to drive. I thought about calling and asking forgiveness, but hell, I'm afraid of the dogs that I live with. I guess I'll take it one thing at a time. I thought about Jesse on Tuesday morning. Last I heard he was so coked up in Portland. I could call and ask, but hell, I know he'd lie. Like my neighbor, he's got business. If you don't know about it, better keep your distance. Ain't no one on the street ever called a cop in their life. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. On Wednesday, ran into Connor, drinking like he was already a goner. He said he'd like to change if he could grow a spine. He said when you talk like that, it makes me real nervous. Now don't be invite me to your funeral service. Throw down your fucking chips, it's wait for keeps this time. Like on Thursday when he called and woke me up, I heard he started smoking crack again and got caught up. Catching cases, robbing houses just to stay alive. And so I hung up, I called Vanessa and I told him that I left the rent on the dresser. It wasn't even half the 3 weeks late this time. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da, On Friday, I I do the laundry at the 24-hour place next to the Dollar Tree. Past the neighbors reaching heaven with their trucks so high. I thought about calling and asking forgiveness, but lately I don't even know what that word is. I got police on my six just to think it's a crime. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're so great. You're my favorite.
Let's do this one. This one should have a punk band on it. I haven't played this one in a while because I always feel kind of funny playing it not in a full electric punk band. But you know, this show is pretty punk. You know, we're packed in this basement. You know. Down the street from here, we both lived there for years. We burned the calendars for warmth, and the alarm clock just for fun. We closed the blinds and made goddamn sure that we could never see the sun. You can set a watch by the bottle returns, and the ashtrays overflowing on the floor. Nothing's free the time when you're so damn poor. But the past is death row, and the future's a battlefield. I want to choose the right war. We've been fixed by gravity since the day I learned how to breathe. I still wake up on the same cold floor, fell asleep on. So I won't, we shall overcome someday. I can do it alone, but we shall be free someday. I don't know how to live, but I'm sick of learning how to die. In junior high. In our postal system, across the continent, as long as freight trains running little pickup creepers with some suiting governments to get a letter to you or a mixtape to me or a postcard in Georgetown was 1,000 miles between friends, but the friends that's not worth across the country. And I have money and broken hearts from Philly to Sydney and back to Vermont. I regret a million things and it's only one I haven't forgot. But the past is a minefield, and right now it's a prison break. Hope we make it alive. When we are to somewhere, the law begins and will storm their courthouses to survive. So I won't, but we shall overcome someday. I can do it alone, but we shall be free someday. I don't know how to live, but I'm sick of learning how to die. Vampirism and proposers in junior high.
Whoa, whoa.
I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm afraid. I'll play one that's a lot lower energy than that one. This is a song. This is a cover song. I don't usually do cover songs, but this is one that I really like. It's by a man named Hank Williams, and I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for Eric, who plays. cry.
That's all. That's swing pit.
I've never known a night so long. The time is crawling by. The moon has ducked behind a cloud to hang its head and cry. Have you ever seen the robin weep as leaves begin to die? That means he's lost the will to live. I'm so low, so I can cry and sigh until a falling star lights up the purple sky. And as I wonder where you are, I'm so lonesome I could cry. I'm so lonesome I could cry. I lay down an awful wreck, pissing down my window and smoking in bed. The good don't die young, they just haven't had time to fuck up the same as the rest of us yet. I want nothing, nothing at all. I'd be driving drunk if I still got drunk. Or rev the ignition straight onto oblivion, into a void as pure as they come. But if we are together, then let's not live as ghosts. And if we are in jail, then we can leave the house. And I'll show you that there's reason to hope in the spray paint that's all over downtown. So fill up our shopping carts with the things we need and just roll out the front door. Past the cashiers and security guards. Whoa! But the magnets trip the wheel locks before we even clear the parking lot and take off running through the neighbor's yard. I lay down an awful wreck, mumbling to myself about the government again. Maybe postmodernism's an extended tantrum about how we don't have our flying cars yet. I want nothing, nothing from them. I'd smash every machine if I didn't have one. Rev the ignition straight onto oblivion, into a void as pure as they come. But if we aren't together, then let's not live as ghosts. And if we aren't in jail, then we can leave the house. And I'll show you that there's reason to hope in the spray paint that's all over downtown. So meet me at the diner at 6 o'clock on every Wednesday night, and we'll get some coffee and pie. Whoa. And I'll smile, tip the waiter, get a ride home, thanks for the favor, and hope that that's enough to build a life. Is this enough to build a life? Oh, thank you. Here's one.
Oh, that was a rough weekend. How you guys doing? Dude, my back. I just can't keep my back sorted. That's just the long and short of it. What are we doing? Last tune of Past was reminiscent of Ammo's House of the Rising Sun. That last song would have been song for a Netflix account. I'm pretty sure. Hang on. Yeah.
I lay down an awful wreck.
Yeah, that's song for a Netflix account. Dude, I want to fucking like work my ass off today, but Jesus Christ, I don't know, like my upper back. What would that be? Would that be rhomboid? I think it'd be rhomboid leading down from, let's see, trap leading into, yeah, rhomboid, I guess. What's up, narrator? Oh, good on you. Good on you. So over the weekend, the Bay Area Anarchist Book Fair happened. It's a long-running tradition. The Bay Area Anarchist Book Fair has been going for a minute. Oh, I'm sorry, Astro Mouse. That sucks. Dental pain is just some of the worst. There's a long tradition in the Bay Area, the Anarchist Book Fair. It's been going for, God, quite a few years now, actually. Tankies showed up and set up what's up, Maniac? Set up a table at the book fair. Oh, Aspen, I feel you on that one. No, no, Astro, I'm not kidding. Tanky showed up at the Anarchist Book Fair with a table and tried to, well, spread tankyism, as it were. Their table got flipped. They set the table back up. And, well, the anarchists flipped the table again and then kicked him out of the book fair. They said, get the fuck out of here. We don't deal with authoritarians. Shoot. They showed up with statues, busts of Lenin and Stalin and Marx. And the anarchists seized the busts, caved in Lenin's head, turned it into, like, literally punched out his fucking forehead on the bust, and then painted donations across what's left of his forehead, and just, like, yeah, it was just a tip jar for anarchists. They caved in fucking Lenin's skull and turned it into a donations jar. So, yeah, that's what was going down at the Anarchist Book Fair in the Bay Area over the weekend. Don't show up to a fucking Anarchist Book Fair, 1, as a tanky, 2, expect to set up a table, and 3, show up with, like, golden statues of fucking Lenin and fucking Marx and shit. I mean, that alone is, like, I don't have the full image, but I can get you let's see, I can at least get you like a close-up of some of it. They're like bronze and gold and shit. Aspen. Imagine being an idolater that much. Trans-Lenin. Yeah, they showed up, fucking Tanky showed up with a bunch of fucking busts and statues and shit. Of fucking Lenin and Marx and Stalin and crap. So, the anarchists. Showed them the door. So nice of the tankies to donate props for the anarchist fundraising. Oh look, shiny on the outside, dark and tinty on the inside. That tracks. Yeah, Beaky is fucking hilarious. Fuck it. I mean, turning a Lenin bust into taking a Lenin bust and like using the hollow skull of a Lenin bust as a donation jar next to a fucking trans stickered Lenin bust. That's pretty anarchist. That tracks with how we tend to operate. But I thought you guys would enjoy that. Oh, God. Let's see. The Twitter discourse I've seen that suggests anarchists have to be tolerant and pacifist. Are tankies anti-trans? They act. Some of them act like they aren't, but like, yeah, for sure. Dude, Stalinist Russia was super homophobic. Like, you think they were accepting of trans people? Dude, homophobia was a crime. Now, the tankies have talking points on this, that Stalin actually made it less of a crime, even though he, like, made it a crime when it wasn't already a crime, and then enforced said crime. Look, it's tanky logic. I can't walk you through it. It's fucking crazy as shit. But, like... yeah, they maintain that they weren't, even though it was actively criminalized, or at least sodomy, homosexuality, and other forms of Western degeneracy were actively criminalized, and those statutes were used. So the boogie juices. So yes, that's to think Stalin would have been pro-trans is fucking ridiculous. Exactly, boom. They're socially conservative. Because being gay is considered boogie juices, bourgeoisie. Karina, how could they not be? Oh God, CPUSA. Fucking A. CPUSA is just a fucking honeypot for the FBI, and it's been that way since like the 60s or some shit. Jesus. Yes, Western degeneracy. They mean Jews. They mean Jews and queers. When the tankies talk about Western degeneracy, they usually mean globalists. Globalists. They usually mean globalists and queers. Yeah. The provisional government decriminalized homosexuality, and that continued under Lenin, and then Stalin happened. Yeah, they weren't fans of it either way, though, Kaiser, culturally speaking. Oh God, Caleb Maupin explained how Burger King is the food of the people. Caleb Maupin explained how Stalin's government recriminalizing homosexuality was actually needed because of the inherent conservatism of the Russian pizza. The Russian pizza. Well, Wither, you just have to practice. What'd you do? They seethe about Soros. So, let's see. Oh, I wanted to include that in that list. Also, like, Karina, we're gonna have to try and... I wanna get you involved, Karina. We're gonna need to try and get your, like, Zomboid actually running. Because there's gonna be a playthrough of Zomboid coming up here. Kat and I have been talking about doing. It's going to be fun, and I kind of want to get you involved. It's not going to be a long playthrough, but it is going to be a playthrough, and I think you'd enjoy it. Yeah. Thanks, Glazer. Nothing, which is the problem. I find myself lost for words when I should push back. Wither. Improv. Start looking up improv. Improvisational comedy, but improv is an art form. Start looking up improv. You need to be able to speak off the top of your head whether it's correct or not. That's for the future. That being able to, like, you know, accurately sort of dialogue tree out a predictable set of variables that somebody's going to potentially pursue linguistically or rhetorically within, you know, within a dialogue is a whole other ball game. That's a skill that comes later. You need to learn how to work on your feet. So you need to learn how to improv. Look into that. The more let's see. Okay. Yeah. Wither, just exclamation Discord. Yeah, Glazy, we've been down that. It's something to do with the mods and something or other. All right, let me, thank you though, Glazy. Cyberhurt, the more I find out about anarchism, the more I find I already agree with it. Welcome to post-anarchism. Just that I of course have language learned from neolibs, so it confuses, so I think that upsets and confuses some. Astromouse, tankies are also notorious for stopping communism from happening, which whenever they can, ironically enough. Well, I mean, it's because they're trying to get to communism if it can be said at all that tankies are attempting to pursue communism. They're attempting to pursue communism through authoritarian means, and there's no you can't. I'm gonna heal my foot wound by shooting it. Right? Like there's you can't cure authoritarianism or power abuses with more authoritarianism and more power abuses. It's just not how reality works. Right? So tankies are chasing something they can't actually accomplish. I'm Canadian, so libs are like the whole country's a cyber. Jesus Christ. CPUSA is the anti-revisionist faction for reasons I can't follow. Let's see. Yeah, when you're in with her, I'll just, okay, so, you are, I'm pretty sure you were ordained. I know you're a mod. See the card. Alright. There. You should have your, like, stuff back with her. The Ghost of Engels has entered the chat. Yeah, I got you. With her. Don't worry. Did you see the video Chill Goblin did about Michael Malice? It was so dumb. No. Give me a name. Do you want to know of a neo-feudalist anarchist quoting Kropotkin, Goldman, etc. to imply they were actually ANCAPs and anti-socialists? Sure. I absolutely need to be livid, I guess. Yeah, what's up? Give me a name. What fucking neo-feudalist douchebag dipshit is out there quoting fucking claiming Goldman? Jesus Christ, claiming Goldman. Jeez, she'd have stabbed a motherfucker. Oh, is it Michael Malice or is it Chill Goblin? Which of these fucking morons? Because Malice is already a known idiot. I don't know who or what a Chill Goblin is. Either way, look, I've done my 12 hours of fucking ANCAPs aren't anarchists. Okay. Yeah, fucking Malice. Like I said, I put in my 12 hours. My 12 hours is on record. Fucking, I can't spend any more fucking time talking about how right-wing libertarianism and so-called anarcho-capitalism is the dumbest goddamn thing walking the earth. I'd love to play Zomboid with y'all. I still got to get some playtime in to flesh a few things out with controls and playstyle before I feel comfortable joining in with others. Maniac. I mean, you know. Whatever you want, man. You know, you can learn on the clock or you can whatever, you know, it's up to you, man. We're gonna do a all corners run. We're gonna do an all corners run. We're gonna do a multiplayer run with people spawning all over. And the whole point of the world mission is to meet up in the bridge to Louisville within a certain time frame. So that's going to be the next run of Zomboid. Maniac, this particular playthrough will coordinate. Because we're going to need to get a few people on the server simultaneously. So this playthrough will be coordinated. There will be a test run ahead of time so everybody can get their shit sorted and make sure the mods work, that sort of stuff. It will, this isn't going to be tonight, Aspen. This is going to be tonight. It's not, this is a playthrough that Kat and I have been talking about for at least a few months that we think would be fun. So, yeah, we're all going to drop in, and none of this, like, everybody's just a car thief and everybody steals a car and beelines. Like, everybody's going to choose a different spawn point, basically, maybe a few overlaps. But the goal is to basically spawn in entirely different locations on the map and manage to meet up at a singular location. No, Blazy, you can't PvP. Glazy, you don't want to PvP on one of our servers. In Zomboid? Especially Buddhist is on the server. Project Zomboid, Cyber. Yeah, if Buddhist is on the server, dude, Glazy, you don't want to PvP with him. You won't even know you're dead. No, I'm not kidding you. Fucking Buddhist has a propensity for creating characters that are more than capable of doing armor penetration from off screen with a silenced weapon. He's really good at it. You will just drop dead. You can't see him. You cannot see him on your screen. He's outside your tile set. You will just, and you're dead. You don't want to PvP with fucking Buddhist on a server. So, what's up, Public? Buddhists aren't supposed to be vicious. Yeah, tell that to fucking everybody. Jesus Christ. Bigger resolutions give you a wider field of view too, I thought, anyway. Messes with me that Buddhist isn't actually Buddhist. These kind of games don't seem appealing in PvP. Public, they're not. They're bad enough as it is. Like, the fucking Zomboid is a brutal game. Especially the way we can play it sometimes. Especially the way I play it sometimes. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I'm experimenting with new, like, climate change settings. So it rains nearly all the time. Like, it's always rainy and windy. Wither, then you want Zomboid. That's fine, Karina. Exclamation Discord, Astro. What's up, Bobby? At this point, I've resigned and I'm comfortable with the isometric. Maniac. Shut up, Dig. I'll show you guys. I'll show you what my settings look like. I had them. This is from a playthrough I left for myself when I started playing the other night. I just picked it up, and this was from the last time. This was 3 days of this. This is 3 days. Just 3 days straight of just this. It's fucking great. It's constant thunderstorm. It's just lightning and thunder and fucking yeah, 3 days straight of this shit. Yes, Glazy, you 100% need 50 plus mods. Is Zomboid more stable than 7 Days to Die? Yes. 7 Days to Die has its whole 3D engine that's fucked. So you set a domain weather, then I take it. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Yeah, there's fucking, I wouldn't run unmodded Zomboid if you paid me. Yeah. Like, I love fucking modding the shit out of Zomboid. There's so much. It's because you're running fucking vanilla Zomboid, lazy. Jesus Christ. Turn on sprinters, turn on night sprinters, turn on expanded helicopter events, fucking dial up the damage on shit. Like, yeah, come on. No, 7 days crashes way more. Karina, 7 days crashes more. Did the developer of Zomboid make bucks? They're still making bucks. They've been making bucks since 2013. And it's getting better. It's getting better still. New Z-axes, new ways to access those Z-axes, new lighting system. The sound design in fucking Zomboid is amazing. Yeah, I don't have an issue, Maniac. I've had a good fucking run with there's so many good good mods. Thanks for the follow, Ferk. You started a solo game in 7 days with better vanilla, and goddamn, your game is punishing its start with wooden club. Yeah, that's we're used to like Zomboid levels of punishing, pound. So like 7 days just isn't difficult. It just isn't. Like, you have to put on something like better vanilla, which makes it literally 10 times as hard. A starting zombie in like base game 50 to 60 HP, a starting zombie in base game stage 1 in 7 days to die with better vanilla is 600 HP. So yeah, better vanilla makes it basically 10 times as hard. Yeah, I just don't like Minecraft. I don't like voxels very much. I've played it. It's just my poor stamina bar. Yep, that is true. Yeah, there's just so many good fucking mods for let's see. Last 6 months. Let's do that. Yeah, that's why I just run so many goddamn mods. Oh, did you make it past? You made it past. Well, congratulations, Astro. You made it past the wall. So yeah, we're gonna need to try and sort your Zomboid, Karina. We're not gonna do another fucking playthrough and just have you fucking sitting there unable to access. So if we need to, you know what, Karina, like uninstall fucking Zomboid entirely, I guess, and let's just start deleting all of the files and folders associated with it. Let's just start your fucking Zomboid installation from scratch if you haven't already. You've been having fun with your wife in Red Dead Online. I've never even played one of the Red Dead games. Glazy, that's synced from the multiplayer server. Karina's problem was that the mods would, yeah, okay. So like, how about we talk about things we're aware of and we know about. Let's see, public. It's got horse balls though that expand in the heat and contract in the cold. That's the future of gaming. Yes, I've heard about the horse balls. I've heard about the horse balls. Great feature, you know, but yeah. Yeah, no one else had an issue with the mod system, really, other than Karina. So we need to just work on Karina's installation. But... Really, Maniac? You didn't know about the horse balls? Yeah. Yeah, the horse testicles in Red Dead Redemption are dynamic and respond to the ambient temperature. True. Yeah, of course I've played Vanilla Glazy. That's why I know not to play it. They force people to work overtime for that. I don't doubt that in the least. God. You fucking see that shit show that is Diablo Immortal? Holy fuck. Jesus, that's fucking stupid as shit. Holy fuck balls. Dude, that Diablo Immortal game is goddamn fucking stupid. Bruh. $110,000 to pay to max a character or 10 years worth of grinding. 10 years worth of grinding. Who is the YouTuber who actually did the math? Like, fine on Jimothy or Stephanie or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves these days. But somebody actually did the math. And it wasn't fucking the Jimquisition who did the math on this one. Somebody actually did it. Yeah, it's... I forget the YouTuber's name. He deserves the shout out. He's the one who made the fucking story. 10 years worth of grinding, Glazy, to max level your character. Come on, man. Don't be that guy. Grinding's fun. 10 years of grinding. Not, okay, we're not talking about 10 years spread out over 3 minutes every day. We're talking 10 actual straight years of grinding. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. 10 years of grinding to max your character. Or pay $110,000. Come on, man. You can't defend this. This game is garbage. Like, this is... Come on. Yes, Cyber. Diablo Immortal. The mobile one that everybody was like, why are you... Fuck you. Don't make this. That one. Yeah. The one everyone knew was going to be a fucking capitalist dumpster fire of a cash grab. You know, when they announced it a couple years back at their stupid fucking convention. You know, that one. Yeah. Where people literally booed them. And they're like, are you going to put this on PC? And they're like, don't you guys have phones? That one. Yeah. I seriously didn't think we'd ever hear from it again, says public. Yeah. Yeah, just 99 cents at a time. Yeah, there's 3 currencies, of course, because of course there are. There's like gold, platinum, and eternal orbs or something like that. And the eternal orbs is how you pay for everything, and that's the actual money exchange one. But yeah, 10 years of grinding to one character, just to a character. I don't care. Cyber. It's not that I don't like the Jimquisition. I just feel that like the Jimquisition is going to be the story that everybody mentions because Jim, like fucking Steph or Jim or they, like they're going to be the name that everybody knows. But there's some like other YouTuber who like actually broke this story. And that's why I was like, who gives a fuck about the Jimquisition in this regard? Somebody else actually did the legwork on this one. And, you know, that's the person whose name we should be fucking bandying about, not fucking the Jimquisition. They didn't do anything on this story other than signal boost, right? But, like, why don't we know the dude who did all the actual work on this one's name? So, like, you know, let me know what that guy's name is. Because, yeah, some dude actually did the fucking work on this one and did the math. Bellular? Thank you. Bellular News. Yeah. So shout out to Bellular. Bellular was the one who actually... It's a British YouTube channel. They cover Warcraft and shit. So it looks like it's this dude. Good on him. Jesus. I don't know if y'all are gonna be into what we're talking about. Super easy. I'm actually I'm actually sad that it's 0.8. How's that even that high? Yeah, it was, dude. I can't believe those numbers. $110,000 to level a character. $110,000. How is that even? Nothing in video games should cost you $110,000. There's not a world that exists that some digital bullshit in a video game, especially a mobile game, should cost $110,000. How many individual transactions? Who the fuck knows, Momo? Jesus. Better be the best damn VR set. No, that's not even, see, that's the same thing. It's fucking, it's not even like hardware, right? If you were talking hardware to me, at least there's going to be some intrinsic valuation there that we can talk about. They're like, there's goods, there's something to touch. This is some bullshit. This is just some digital widget. This is just a fucking flip of a bit. $110,000. Go fuck yourself. Unless it's Squid Games. Capitalism really has badly infested gaming. I wish indie games appealed to me. Dude, capitalism has ruined video gaming to a huge extent. It really has. The modern video game scenes, like, there's some decent ones, but holy fuck, man. Over and over and over and over again, we can point to solid examples of how it has just ruined the industry. There's an infamous gacha player in Japan who spends $70,000 on a mobile game. Jesus, fuck me. I just got here. For that price, are we talking that trip to space with that Saints Row Special Edition? What the fuck? No, Rev. A fully leveled character, a max leveled character in Diablo Immortal will cost you 10 years of your life, non-stop grinding, or $110,000 to level up. Yeah. Yeah, public. That's one character. It's one. Zebra, thanks for that follow, by the way. Yeah, I hate COD now. Used to like it until they made it free. Yeah, it's never free, is it? It is free. Yeah, freemium. Dude, just even the word sounds sketchy. Even the word sounds sketchy. Freemium. It's like, what's about to infect my computer? This is freemium software. They're going to be tracking ad shit installed. This feels like there's going to be shit installed. No, I didn't nonsense. What's Milo up to these days? Yeah, it's free. Asterisk trademark. Freemium makes me feel slimy every time it crosses my mind. Yeah, I know, right? He's an unpaid intern for Marjorie Taylor Greene. All right, Alex. Thanks for the raid. Sleep well. So Milo Yiannopoulos is now functioning as an unpaid intern for Marjorie Taylor Greene. All right, we have to. I mean, I don't not believe you. I need someone else to tell me. So, Jesus Christ. I don't know what happens when I'm. Holy shit. Oh, God. He also said, Mummy always said I'd end up in government. Oh, God. Green's going to attempt to hold a fucking round table of people who have been unjustly banned from Twitter. Yiannopoulos, Alex Jones, Elon Musk. Oh, God. All right. Well, Glazy, you can be British and work for the United States government. You know that, right? You just can't be president. But we hire foreign contractors all the time. They even work with our military. Like, Green's a fucking loon. I know, right? You can even be in our military. Yeah. Yeah. And we'll make you all sorts of promises and then kick you out. Will Elon show up? I don't, dude. Yeah, he pop up like unjustly. Beast just muttering stupidest timeline. And hey there, Crimson. I just, okay. Oh, you know what? While we're here, we should talk about it. Let me see if I can find it. Where did Cat put that? I'm gonna fucking troll back a ways. There we go. I think this is it. I think this is the SPLC thing. All right. Yes. Okay, so the SPLC, who, I mean, not as bad as the ADL, I suppose. The SPLC ran a study with Tolchin Research. They spoke to 1,500 Americans, right? Conservative, progressive, Democrat, Republican, and compiled the results. Basically, great replacement, gender roles, gender identity, anti-government beliefs, faith in institutions, partisanship, violence, and methodology questions. And some of them were rather enlightening as to the percentages and rates of answer for some of the groups. Now, when I say older Democrats, I mean over the age of 50. When I say younger Democrats or Republicans, I mean under the age of 50. So if I say younger Republicans answered 37% affirmative to something, that's everybody under the age of 50 who self-identifies as a Republican for the purposes of the research of the research study. Right? All right. The most based group in the country, the most progressive group in the country, by orders of magnitude. Orders of magnitude. Democratic men over the age of 50. Older Democratic men are the most based group in the country by miles. Doesn't matter who you compare them to. They are the most progressive group in this country. Not even close. Not even close. Even when you compare them to, say, like their younger female counterparts. Not even close. I mean, we're talking orders of magnitude. Let me get you... Oh. Okay. Wither. Older, over the age of 50 Democratic men. They're the most progressive group in the country. They outstrip Gen Z even by miles of any sub-demographic of Gen Z. It's ridiculous. Here's some gender roles and gender identity question. Agreement with Cyberheart. Catasilo has been saying this for fucking years. Gen Z is far more conservative than people think. They're far more conservative than people think. Agreement that, quote, feminism has done more harm than good. Okay? Feminism has done more harm than good. 23% of younger Democratic women agreed, 71% disagreed. 10% older Democratic women agreed, 87% disagreed. 46% of younger Democratic men agreed, 41% of younger Democratic men disagreed. 4% of older Democratic men agreed, and 94% disagreed, with a don't know in there. Okay, we're literally talking in order of magnitude here. We're talking about going from 46 to 4. We're talking about even the most, progressive group, 10% from the older Democratic women down to 4 for the older Democratic men. These numbers hold up across multitudes of questions. Agree that transgendered people are a threat to children. 27% of younger Democratic women agree. 29% of younger Republican women. 9% of older Democratic women. 45% of older Republican women. 42% of younger Democratic women. 2% of older Democratic men. 2. That falls within the margin of error for the study. Older Democratic men are the most based group in the U.S. Like, across the board, their numbers pan out. Like, it is a fascinating series of studies. Here's something you should know. How old is public? Older and younger. I stated this at the top, so there wouldn't be any confusion, but I know fucking all of you have ADHD. So for those of you that are prone to squirrel syndrome, focus in for a second. When I say older Democratic or Republican, what I mean is over the age of 50. When I say younger, I mean under the age of 50. We good? Good. Seth, have you heard about these fruities? Children are identified as types of fruit now and demanding to have pots full of soil to stand in at school. It's more anxiety in my house. It's complicated. You know this. Yeah, that might be true. Yeah, it's a fascinating group. Also, younger Democratic men are more violent or more approving of political violence than younger Republican men. You know, I know a few of these old geezers. True, based as fuck. Total approval for the statement. Assassinating a politician who is harmful for our country or our democracy. 44% of younger Democratic men answered, yes, I approve. 34% of younger Republican men answered, yes, I approve. Interestingly enough, younger Republican women are more violent than their older male, than their younger or older counterparts. The most violent group, or the group that is most approving of political violence within the measured spectrum, is younger Republican women. They're the most violent group, or they approve of political violence at the highest rates out of any other subgroup. Yeah. Do you have the question? Yeah, I got a few. There's a few questions, Bobby. Total approval for participating in a political revolution, even if it is violent in its ends, threatening a politician who is harming the country or its democracy, and assassinating a politician who is harming the country or our democracy. Those are the three violence questions that were asked, Bobby. And across the board, the numbers are universal. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it is fascinating. I just, yeah, like the most based progressive group in the country are older Democratic men. I mean, it's not a good thing for your generation, whether you're fucked. Yes, it does, Cyber. Oh, Jesus, I didn't mean to click that. Independents are accounted for. In some of the questions. There. How about Cassidy? Answer your own questions, Cassidy. Is there a possibility the U.S. has become a theocracy? It's been largely headed that way for a while. I think Kai's just encouraging me to be a hermit in the woods at this point. Crimson, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. That's, you know. Public. Public. Yeah, I understand. We're doomers. We've accepted that we're fucked. There we go. Yeah. So here's what we learned. If you care about trans rights issues, your core demographic is Democratic men over the age of 50. That's your core demographic. If you want to actually engage a political base to get traction going for trans rights issues, your main core demographic is actually Democratic men over the age of 50. That's your core group. They're your ride or die. They're with you. They're on team. You don't even need to like ask. There's 2%. The margin of error is a plus minus 2.53% for the study methodology. There's 2% of them that are against you, basically. in some way, shape, or form. Like, they fall within the margin of error, for fuck's sake. Your core group, yeah, if you're a trans rights activist, your base, your ride or die group is Democratic men over the age of 50. They're with you no matter what. Yeah, no, public, it isn't. It isn't. So you're saying I want to aim for an older sugar daddy? Yes, Crimson, 100%. So wait, Biden is the CEO of trans? Yeah, can't help you with him. And if you want January 6th part 2, young Republican women. Yeah. Yeah, I think you think Biden's the 2%. Yes, Biden's a Republican. Yeah, there you go. Biden's a Republican. Yeah. Dude, the younger Republican women are down for the political violence. Straight up. Like, they're down for the political violence. The fucking the trans rights issues, older Democratic men, they're your ride or die group. Right? Like, great replacement theory, by the way. Disturbing amount of acceptance and understanding, or like acceptance of that theory on both sides of the aisle. Let me try and find it. Hang on. Agree or disagree? The recent change in our national demographic makeup is not... Here, fucking... Let's just do this one. Nope. There we go. That one. Agree or disagree? The recent change in our national demographic makeup is not a natural change, but has been motivated by progressive and liberal leaders actively trying to leverage political power by replacing more conservative white voters. Look at some of these fucking numbers. Older, down here. Older Democratic men, 8%. Older Democratic women, 23%. Young Democratic men, 54%. Young Democratic women, 47%. Young Republican women, 61%. Young Republican men, 63%. Older Republican women, 71%. 71% for older Republican male. 8%. Okay? Disagreement. Boom! I'm telling you, the most progressive, the most based group in our country are older Democratic men. It's absolutely insane. It's already been in chat once. Here it is again. Fascinating, just a fascinating set of data. It really is. We need another Southern strategy, but in reverse. Just old Democratic man. Great replacement. Do you feel the changing demographics of America pose a threat to white Americans and their culture and values or not? If yes, do you feel that way strongly, somewhat, or only a little? Okay. 30% of Republicans, no. 67% of Democrats, no. 45% of independents. Yes, strongly. 30% Republicans. Yes, somewhat. 23. Yes, only a little. 5%. Don't know. So basically, you're looking at what? 28, 58? 58% of Republicans believe in some way, shape, or form that the changing demographics of America pose a threat to white Americans and their culture and values? Right? Like, yeah. Lovely. But I mean, that's I find all of the younger stuff down below, like when you go down, like this is all the fascinating stuff to me. All the data down here is like just absolutely fascinating. The age stratified stuff. It's like, oh. Night, got punk. Take care of yourself. Sleep well, my man. You can thank Tucker for that. Tucker! What was that movie? John Tucker Must Die? Is that the title of the movie? John Tucker Must Die. Yeah, I'm like, talk about a fucking name just popping out of like nowhere. Yeah, no, data is fascinating on this one. It also speaks to who should be spoken to about what. The fact of the matter is that, you know, when Kat brought this to our attention over the weekend on a voice call, we were going through these data sets, and we're speaking to the wrong group in a lot of instances. Like in a lot of instances, you know, like trans rights, we're trying to like get the kids involved and shit like that. The kids are way more fucking conservative than we expect them to be. Like we fucking millennials have a vision of Gen Z as these like super hyper progressive eco warriors who just want the best for everybody and want to like seize the means of production and shit. And it just doesn't pan out no matter like who conducts the study. When you look at the data on Gen Z, they're more conservative than we give them credit for. It's not even close. So like if you're talking true progressivism, you want an older Democratic male, basically. You want like that. Get some old men to do some banner drops and graffiti bombs on convention centers. Dude, I mean, it wouldn't dig. Like, doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that make sense? Like, that would be the group that can withstand an arrest record the best. Right? Like, if you're young, like an arrest record actually could probably fuck you pretty hard these days, right? If you're 56 and you're established and shit like that, dude, that's you know, you see grandmas and grandpas get fucking arrested all the time. That fucking like Jane Fonda shit. It's like, bring it. Whatever. I go, oh, I know Bill. He's my attorney. I'll just call up Bill. I'll post bond. No big deal. You know, shit like that. They're actually probably some pretty there's probably some interesting activism recruitment to be done there. Figured Gen Z to be more conservative than not. My interactions with them when I hit them with the progressive stuff, they get all uptight and authoritarian. Yeah, dude, cyber. Bobby, we see the Gen Z crowd acting much more like boomers in our demographic marketing studies as well, says Bobby. Jesus. Dig, I mean, I feel bad for the newer gens. How the fuck do you navigate life when your examples are fucking going wild? Later, Maniac. Oh, Kevin Spacey has a new movie? Jesus Christ. Honestly, my white privilege makes me not worried about jail, especially if I tell them why. My family will bail me out of anything. Yeah, Dig, my white privilege doesn't extend past my my anarchism. I learned that one years ago. Fucking white privilege only takes you so far. Once the cops know you're an anarchist, that white privilege goes out the fucking window. This is a very quick leveling feeling when you're in a protest and cops are aware that you're part of the anarchist block or the anarchist contingent. Dude, that shit gets equality quickly. You feel it real quick. You're just like, oh shit, yeah, you basically lose your white privilege the instant cops know you're an anarchist. It's fuck. And then a 70-year-old man met with Brooklyn PD and they just knocked him over and they walked over and it was part of, yeah, Zippy, that's why I was saying like 56, not 70. But I feel you, dude, dude, you can still hear the crack of that skull on the concrete. So I took defiance out of my day bag, says Rev. Yeah, don't get caught fucking stepping. I can at least season my food well, says Bobby. Let's see. The elderly getting arrested would probably drive more outrage than younger people. Yeah, dude, Crimson, I really think, is Kevin Spacey's new movie called If I Did It? I really think that there's like some meta there that we haven't tapped. That like people have been discounting or setting by the side. Like, yeah, I really think so. It doesn't go so far if you look like a hippie too, or very poor, or both in my case. This is Rev. All right. Is this his thing? Peter 5'8". Oh God, that's.
I was going to be the very best in the world at it. And that's how I took on rectifying a life that had gone to the... Every age...
My new neighbor, I want to know about your friendships.
God. You know, like 2 witnesses died, right? Like, dude, Kevin Spacey's fucking scary. He's scary, like legitimately. Like people who like whistleblow against him for the rape and shit, dude, they have a tendency to die. Like I'm pretty sure like 2 of the witnesses died. Like, dude, homie, don't fuck around with Kevin Spacey, I guess. 1, don't ever be alone with Kevin Spacey, and 2, don't ever fucking rat on Kevin Spacey. I learned a long time ago that you lose your white privilege real quick when they realize you are with black people. I got charged with a felony for driving while black for being in a car with a black roommate and my black friend in small town Louisiana. Yep. One of the building managers for my building said Cybers starting to get more sus of me. He learned of my position on theft. Fucker also thinks it's possible to be racist. I mean, Cyberheart, you of course you can be. Do you want to talk systemic racism? But, I mean, of course you can. Anybody can be racist towards anyone. That's just the definition of the word. Now, if you want to talk systemic racism, yeah, it's a different ballgame. But the word does have a meaning. And, I mean... Peter 5'8" coming to Bad Movie Night soon. Yeah, I know, right? Is that his maximum height requirement? We can strike the empathy old people have with each other, especially when they think that the system can do them no wrong. Then suddenly see someone who looks just like them getting roughed up, may change minds. Dude, yeah, Karina, I actually do firmly believe this. Like, those numbers prove out we should be targeting this differently. We should be advocating differently. We should be speaking to different generations differently. Apparently, we should not be... One, Gen Z doesn't vote. They don't do anything. Gen Z's just checked out. Like 70% of them already. Getting 30% vote out of Gen Z is amazing. That's a hell of an accomplishment. Get 30% out of Gen Z, that's an accomplishment, right? So they don't vote. They're way more conservative than we give them credit for. They're prone to violence. Why are we advocating to them? Jesus Christ, I just got a notification from TYT Live titled, "Is watching basketball racist?" Malefic Karam, I lost my last 2 accounts for anti-white racism. What'd you do? Let's see. Yeah, so it's meaning systemic. If you treat someone poorly for just being a straight white male, us as lefties are doing no better. We may not be systemically racist, but we're feeling the reason to keep being racist. Gen Z are fucking hyper moral. Yes, with with very rarely with a valid ethical framework to actually balance it upon. They have dogmatic morality that isn't generally informed by a well flushed out ethical system. So, you know, that's never caused anything historically. Ecofascism is technically a very rigid morality. Like book nerd, but no street smarts to the extreme. We vote for president. I mean, barely. Hey, Viva. Christ. Gen Z was responsible for 4% of all votes. That's not good. Even if half, which half aren't, it's not good. Hold on. Let me check you guys. Let me check you guys. Latest date to be Gen Z is 2012 birth date. So even if half of them are literally, or earliest is 1997, by the way. Don't get it twisted. You're about 2/3 over. So let's say 1/3 of them are underage for voting. Hell, I'll give you half. I'll give you half. I'll give you half. Yeah. I'll give you half. You're going to get it up to 8%. Even if you manage to double your voting rate, it's only 8%. So Vantifada, how'd your stream go? We're talking about Gen Z. We're talking about demographics vis-a-vis an SPLC, SPLC, yeah, Southern Poverty Law Center study that was done in coordination with another group that have some fascinating results, and we're just talking about them in relation to Gen Z voting bloc. How'd you guys do? The majority of them apolitical or just the majority conservative? E-composer, they don't vote. They don't vote. They're not apolitical. They're disillusioned with electoralism. That's how I would. Word that. See, how many of you are there? So Gen Z makes up 20.2% of the U.S. population as of 2022. And as of you, okay, so Gen Z makes up approximately just over 20% of the U.S. population. You account for approximately 4% of the vote. Even if we maximize your vote, even if we double your vote, you still aren't anywhere near critical mass. So, yeah, I think in relation, especially in relation to the study, I think targeted messaging needs to be like reconsidered. I think maybe we shouldn't be speaking to the youth. Maybe we shouldn't be speaking to the future, future of the country. I think maybe we should be speaking to fucking 50 and up Democratic men. Zippy, fuck them kids. Yeah. Yeah, because they seem to be speak to the generation that votes, says Karina. Yeah. I don't think there's a whole lot of purpose behind messaging towards Gen Z. That's what I'm seeing. They're 50% conservative. Yeah, they're 50% conservative, basically. 1 in 2 of them believe that like trans people are a threat to children, for fuck's sake. Yeah. I do dig. I mean, Nevada makes it so fucking easy, right? Nevada makes it insanely easy to vote. It's great here. Just comes to your fucking doorstep. Like, you just get a fucking packet and send it on in. Yeah, our voting is great. What the fuck are you screaming about, Glazy? That being said, it feels like the other 50 are commies. Marcus, I saw your defense of them. Here's the thing. Black people didn't have to overcome voting manipulation tactics during the civil rights movement. Suffragettes didn't have to overcome patriarchal voting manipulation and societal pressures during the suffrage movement. This isn't a new thing. This isn't a new phenomenon. Voting manipulation and gerrymandering and marginalization of voters in the extreme used to occur. Way more than what happens now. Now it's far more scientific. I'll grant them that. It's far more, nuanced and slick. But we used to just be like, if you're colored, you have to fucking pay a poll tax and pass a test before we'll even let you near the fucking poll. Right? Like, yeah. Yeah, it's an uphill vote, but we've had to do this before. That's not an excuse. It just means that you got to get out and you got to do even more. It's not a reason to rest on your laurels. It's more cause for rallying cry and even more voter activation. You should be doing the opposite of what is happening. Oh, but Kai... Old white men gave them the right to vote since they were the only ones allowed to vote at the time. Heard that on JRE once. Jesus goddamn Christ. Fucking hate Joe Rogan's. I want to smear paint blood on Lombardo's name, but it'll invalidate my vote. Yeah. Fucking. Yeah. No, this isn't. It just means work harder. I mean, there's no... Do I have to explain that you can't, Maybe if we just ask the right guy. Marcus, black people also came out to vote. The context you're missing there, Marcus, is that Gen Z doesn't vote. Black people actually did. Black people fucking came out. Women came out. Right? Like, the criticism comes from the lack of perceived action. That's where the criticism is born from. Fucking, dude, they bust people in from all over the county. They fucking walked there in church shoes and shit. Dude, some of those fucking MLK marches were psychotic. Imagine old school church shoes, those patent leather fucking flat bottoms and shit, marching in like Alabama in the summer. Fucking busloads of fucking seniors and fucking, yeah, like, homie, like they came out. Zippy just over the shoes. Oh my God, just kill me. Right? Gen Z doesn't come out. They don't show up. Black people showed up for the civil rights stuff. Women showed up for the fucking suffrage stuff. Gen Z doesn't show up. That's where the criticism's born from. Like, and I get, there's all sorts of fucking, but there's always been. Either you want to fix this problem or you don't. Right? Like, you can understand the marginalization. You can understand the nuances of the system. You can understand the system's rigged. But at a certain point, you just got to do it. Whether you want to or not. Or you roll over and die. Roll over and take it, or don't. But, like, you gotta try and show up for it. Only XQC can make them vote. They had Bernie. They didn't show up for Bernie either. Gluttonous. They had Bernie. Bernie would have treated them right. They didn't show up for Bernie. The difference for the DNC vote, the difference that would have made the vote that would have made the difference for the DNC vote was Gen Z. It's happening where? I wonder if it'll hit them once they get fully screwed by the system. No. I was a super delegate for Bernie in the primaries in Vegas. Was very sad, says Dig. Yep. Oh, Vegas. Whatever. And let me mark those as red. All right. What did I have? Hold on. Oh, Jesus. Tankies are at it again. Squid, that's why you have to overcome the rigging of the system, to overcome the manipulations of the system. You have to fucking actually overwhelm. There's no like in between iteration, right? Like when your county has been doing redistricting and gerrymandering and vote manipulation to make sure that black people can't vote for fucking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decades, right? Black people need to come out and vote in like 80-90% solidarity, right? Like you have to, the vote has to overwhelm the manipulation methodology. And so like that's the only like or we just fucking do this. We do this. Y'all ready to do this? Y'all ready to fucking actually handle some shit? Because I don't think most of you are actually ready to handle some shit. We could just fucking do this. You ready for the balkanization? Fucking guards, California State Guard on the border to make sure nobody from Texas sneaks in. Like, you know, we're gonna wall New Mexico off from Texas. Like we could do this. Sarah wants a cookie. Thanks for the follow. In Canada, Gen Z's biggest voting turnout was the first year my year could vote, and we all fucked up, falling for what at the time was a super teen-savvy propaganda campaign under the guise of New Futures. We collectively voted in Trudeau, Castro's kid. Since then, Gen Z's voting has been underwhelming and seemingly only for the other two parties. It's like that scene in V for Vendetta, just an army of mass walking forward and non-stopping. Yeah, you gotta fucking do some shit. Or put voting centers in different counties miles away, says Dig. Yeah, or, hear me out, you could do what Nevada does and actually have a halfway decent voting system. Yes, build the wall between us and Texas, says Zippy. We can just give Texas back to Mexico. Okay. I had a thought, said Zippy, because all the people dying of COVID now are the old conservatives, the Republicans. If enough of them die off and our old geezers get all their boosters, then maybe the Gen Z vote won't matter because they don't vote anymore. Not just they're just not progressives. Fair enough. Bobby said, and make Texas pay for it. Where you can vote or turn in votes almost anywhere. So many locations, it's inexcusable to not participate. Me, who rarely votes, says Dick. Yeah, no, voting in Nevada is astoundingly easy and secure. We've, the only, because Republicans constantly accuse voter fraud, that happens all the time. So the last investigation of voter fraud here in Nevada only turned up a conservative who used his dead wife's vote to vote for Trump. That's what we found when they insisted we go on we troll through the vote registry as it were, and we audit all of our votes. What we found in Nevada was, basically one person committed voter fraud, and he committed it for Trump. We have an astoundingly really secure voting system in Nevada that I wish other people would just copy. It's so easy and it's so painless to vote in Nevada. It's so painless. Take it from Dig, take it from myself. They just, your shit just shows up in the mail. And it's you can track it the whole way through. We know when if you go to the website, you can see when it's been sent from their facility. You can see when it's waiting for you. You can fucking, hey, good on ya. Nice, Karina. You can see it as on its way back. You can see that it's been processed. You can see that your vote has been accounted for. It's superior. It really is. I don't know why. Cupcake, something who's got time for solutions. Yeah. Left flank spent the night prank calling the Trump voter fraud hotline, telling them they committed fraud for Trump. Zippy, a lot of people did that, if I remember correctly. I remember that making the rounds. Yeah, so you could fix this shit. For all of your, did you get confirmation that the vote is recorded for who you voted for? You know what? Let me go to the website. Let me double check before I speak on it. All right. Let's see. Voter information. Check the status. Okay, give me 1 sec here. Wait, yeah. No, I'm good with just using that method. Okay, and search. Okay, history. God damn it. No, it does not tell us specifically because of the obfuscation and the anonymization that happens there. Cupcake, I can't pull my actual ballot. It does tell me that the ballot has been accounted for and my vote has been tallied. Yeah, eventually. So if there is an audit, we can trace from there. If we need to do one. Yeah. Yeah, I just checked it on the state website. Dig was like, let's pull it really quickly just to make sure. Zippy, they send us ours fucking like a couple weeks in advance. Yeah, exactly, Beast. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. What's up, video? Dig, yeah, my ballot got sent like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, mine as well. Yeah, correct. It's fucking, we have like 3 week early voting. No, it's fucking great voting in Nevada. And after COVID, we just passed a law that just everybody gets like mail-in voting. Like, it's just a thing. We just took what was already a thing for like a decade in this state and just made it universal. We're just like, okay, we're done. We're done. Like, enough of this shit. You can go anywhere, drop it off. You can mail it in. You can fucking, it doesn't matter. It is astoundingly easy to vote in the state of Nevada. And that's just when I hear people like, oh, I can't. It's like, Jesus Christ. Live somewhere that fucking, these are the things you want to, this is the thing that you need to pass. Like, if you want to fucking enact change, like, you need to come to Nevada and learn how the fuck we ordered our voting. Because it's super easy to do here. And it leads to a whole bunch of interesting side effects. Did you know it's illegal for a company to do a pre-screen cannabis? A cannabis pre-screen here unless they meet certain requirements for safety? That is actually, like, it's a thing here. Like, if a fucking, like a janitorial company, I already killed it. If a janitorial company like tries to like do a cannabis pre-screen drug test on you in the state of Nevada, that's illegal. Y'all need to get with it. That was before decriminalization, I think, too, says Dig. Yeah. Like, get with it, y'all. Oh, Kai, when you lot run out of water, I'm going to tell you to just move. Don't worry, we'll import water. Don't tell that to the pepper mill. They fired me for failing a test. Jesus Christ. Usually they just test for crack. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm just saying, like, y'all can change some of this, right? So only jobs with safety risks are allowed to screen, like pilots can be screened, but not the kiosk. Yes, Karina. There has to be a safety justification for it. Drivers, people who handle firearms, shit like that. Yeah, there has to be a safety justification for it. Otherwise, no, it's illegal in the state of Nevada to do a pre-employment cannabis drug test. Dig. In voting, we are superior, yes. Yeah, Nevada really is superior. Not in turnout, yeah, but in voting methodology, we're 100% superior. Yeah, it's super easy to vote here. It's great. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Like, actually, we enshrined gay marriage into our state constitution too. So, like, you do realize, like, it doesn't matter if anybody overturns gay marriage in this country, right? None of you should be worried about gay marriage. One, because gay marriage is fucking stupid. Marriage is stupid. Don't get me wrong. But due to the interstate compact clause of the Constitution, any marriage certificate issued by a state is required at a constitutional level to be recognized by another state. And Nevada constitutionally enshrined same-sex marriage rights into our state constitution. So we will be issuing marriage certificates for same-sex marriage, no matter what the Supreme Court says at this point. And so due to the Interstate Compact Clause for the Constitution, basically, if Alabama decides that they don't want to gay marry you, come to Nevada, we'll issue you a marriage license and you can take it back to fucking Alabama and they have to recognize it. Nevada solved gay marriage on a fucking national level. We're just like, okay, we'll just enshrine it in our Constitution. Done. And say ha 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 ha. Says Tig, yeah. No, there's a whole bunch of based ass shit about Nevada. We're as far as I can tell, we're the only state that covers gender affirming surgeries and hormone treatments at the Medicaid level. So even the poorest of the poor in our state, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Our Medicaid program in Nevada covers transitionary, gender-affirming surgeries and hormone treatments. Welcome to Nevada. Like, yeah, like it's ANCAP. This is an ANCAP hellhole. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of really based ass shit going on in Nevada. That, like, a lot of the stuff that you guys worry about, we don't worry about. Aka, a little bit better. Thank you, Aka. As it is Las Vegas, how much does it cost? Rainbow capitalism for the win. Dig. What's a marriage certificate? Thanks everyone for funding my poor lives, Dig. What's marriage usually cost here? $55. $50 for the lowest. So you're looking at about $102 to $105 to get a marriage certificate and a ceremony done in Las Vegas. Yeah, dude, if Las Vegas had coastline and green space boom, I would fight you for this place. 100%. I'd be like, yeah, you can fuck off. I'm staying here. Yeah, if we had coastline and green spaces, this would be probably the best place in the country to live. And the camera guy makes it to 150, says Dig. Yeah. So yeah, you're looking at about $100 for like the ceremony and the certificate. No, I didn't see Rittenhouse got rejected from Texas A&M, but I'm not surprised either. Wither, were you not here? Yeah, I showed the picture of the Lenin bust. Yeah, we did that at the top of the show. We had a good chuckle. It's the Bay Area Anarchist Book Fair. It's been going on for years. And can pull anyone off the street to be a witness. Almost an hour, almost at any hour too. Yeah. Not rejected, but not admitted at this time, says Bobby. Bobby, aren't you? You're A&M alum, right? Yeah, I figured that's what it was. A&M is agricultural and mechanical. Yeah, Texas agricultural and mechanical. You got to spell the two. Cupcake. There you go. What's up, Haz? Dig. Okay, so let's see. We talked about that. That's Haz. I love that you don't know who Haz is. That's good for you. It's good for you. Oh, okay. Here, I wanted to talk about this. Not really talk. I just want to show you guys this, frankly. outside the Top Gun 2 Maverick movie, whatever, Navy recruiters have been stationed outside the Top Gun movie all over the country. The Top Gun movie has been record breaking. Like, they've been making money off that movie. That movie has been making bank. Don't worry. The second Top Gun movie has been just raking it in. And fucking outside the theaters, the Navy and the Air Force has been getting in on this. Yeah. Yeah, Smedley. Fucking A. It is. It is quite the racket. Now. Oh, jeez. Dude, Zippy, I don't even have that one. I would have to go get it. Hold on. Where's a racket? There. Which one do you want, Zippy? War is a racket. It always has been. It is possibly the oldest, easily the most profitable, surely the most vicious. It is the only one international in scope. It is the only one in which the profits are reckoned in dollars and the losses in lives. A racket is best described, I believe, as something that is not what it seems to the majority of the people. Only a small inside group knows what it's about. It's conducted for the benefit of the very few at the expense of the very many. Out of a war, a few people make huge fortunes. In World War I, a mere handful garnered the profits of the conflict. At least 21,000 new millionaires and billionaires were made in the United States during the World War. That many admitted their huge blood gains in their income tax returns. How many other war millionaires falsified their tax returns? No one knows. How many of these war millionaires shouldered a rifle? How many of them dug a trench? How many of them knew what it meant to go hungry in a rat-infested dugout? How many of them spent sleepless, frightened nights ducking shells and shrapnel and machine gun bullets? How many of them parried a bayonet thrust of an enemy? How many of them were wounded or killed in battle? Out of war, nations acquire additional territory if they're victorious. They just take it. This newly acquired territory promptly is exploited by the few. The self-same few who wrung dollars out of the blood in the war. The general public shoulders the bill. And what is this bill? This bill renders a horrible accounting. Newly placed gravestones, mangled bodies, shattered minds, broken hearts and homes, economic instability, depression, and all its attendant miseries, backbreaking taxation for generations and generations. For a great many years as a soldier, I had a suspicion that war was a racket. Not until I retired to civil life did I fully realize it. Now that I see the international war clouds gathering as they are today, I must face it and speak out. Again, they're choosing sides. France and Russia meet and agree to stand side by side. Italy and Austria hurried to make a similar agreement. Poland and Germany cast sheep's eyes at each other, forgetting for the nonce once unique occasion their dispute over the Polish corridor. The assassination of King Alexandria of Yugoslavia complicated matters. Yugoslavia and Hungary, long bitter enemies, were almost at each other's throats. Italy was ready to jump in, but France was waiting. So was Czechoslovakia. All of them were looking ahead to war. Not the people, not those who fight and pay and die, only those who foment wars and remain safely at home to profit. There are 40 million men under arms in the world today, and our statesmen and diplomats have the temerity to say that war is not in the making. Hell's bells, are these 40 million men being trained to be dancers? There you go. There you go, Zippy. I don't know if it's the excerpt you wanted, but it's the excerpt you got. I'm not even tagged now. I'm not even tagged in DC. All right. Let me look at this. All right. Yes, Cyber. It most assuredly has been. The jingoistic nature of American cinema has been quite that way for quite some time. Interesting, Bavarius. Dude, Cyber. It feels like it's an edit. It's an edit. That's an edit. It's a Photoshop edit. All right. Yeah. Like that's an edit. Now, children. For the funny. The funny. Keeping an eye on this, right, Cupcake? Sony Movie Studio, Sony Movie Pictures, Sony Pictures re-released the Morbius movie in theaters, thinking that they could capitalize on the memes. Which is exactly what everybody hoped they would do. I mean, if we can get a second movie out of them, that would be even more hilarious. They released it in over 1,000 theaters. And it made $85,000 in its re-release. They re-released it to over 1,000 theaters. They made basically $85 per movie theater. That's not net, by the way. That's gross. The cost of re-release probably was higher than $85,000. Most of that is absorbed by the theaters, though. Yes. They made $85 per theater. I love it for a number of reasons. One, it's hilarious. But two, it demonstrates how easily manipulatable these corporate architectures are. They don't understand. They don't get it. They don't get it. The entirety of the internet got it. What was happening. Everybody got it. At least I thought everybody got it. There was a few people that were like, oh my God, did you see that it bombed? I was like, yeah, that was the whole point. Like, we were trying to bait them to lose more money on this shit. Like, that was the whole point, was to trying to bait out fucking Sony to, like, double down on a movie that was not a success. And they doubled down on a movie that wasn't a success, and as a result, they re-released this movie to 1,000 theaters, and they made $85 per theater. I think it shows how manipulatable these systems are. That, like, you think that these corporate architectures, cyber, we have TOS friendly, we just have to abide by terms of service. Like, it just is what it is. So, like, people presume that, like, these sort of corporate architectures have this, like, insane degree of, like, intelligence, service, knowledge. It was common knowledge on the internet that they were being fucked with. And still, they didn't understand. They still went through with it. I think it shows how demonstrably ignorant these organizational hierarchies can be, or are. Robert Evans is about to send Teddy K a letter describing the entire plot of Morbius before he dies of cancer. Oh, Jesus. I morbed so hard and got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. Oh, Jesus. Morbid ain't easy. Let's see. Morbid so hard right now. Public. Kai. These companies are rich. This means they're smart. Clearly, no one could have predicted this. semantical difference. Who gives a shit, Ghost Monk? Choose malleable. Choose manipulatable. Choose fucking guidable. Who the fuck? Steerable. It's a semantical difference. No one's really at the helm is the point, and that you can point these fuckers straight at a goddamn pond, and they'll just drive into it. You just need to put them where you need to put them. It's been a long road, Morbin, from there to here. Yeah, exactly, General. Strike gets it. Fucking these corporations are largely run by old people still who don't get it. We know if a movie theaters, do we know if the movie theaters that did the re-release were corporate or independent? If they were corporate, were they all one chain? Let me try and find out. I don't see Cassidy. I don't see that data. Oh, Forbes is doing the reporting on this. Oh, no. Don't come back. Okay. Morbius. Nope. I don't have that data. Sorry, Cassidy. So sorry. Everybody's gone Morbin. Morbin USA. Yeah, again, Cassie, don't know. Also means who's going to absorb the cost, sort of thing. Yeah, it was not a good movie. Okay, we're not doing another fucking stream of like more fucking Morbius fucking puns. Dude, that Friday was ridiculous. Or Thursday. Was it Thursday or Friday? It was Thursday, I think, that we fucking, Jesus Christ, so many fucking Morbius. No nonsense. All right, so we talked about the Diablo Immortal game. All right. Russia lost another general. Major General Roman Kutsov. Fucking, they've lost 11 generals so far. Russia's up to 11 fucking generals lost. I mean, that's, yeah, beast, 11. So, I mean, they're doing great. They're doing great. I mean, I can you even recall, like, have we lost a when's the last time a major power lost a general in combat? Bavarius, I don't know. For fuck's sake. It's difficult to find this number, actually. No. I don't know. If somebody else wants to go looking for how many total generals Russia has, feel free. Yeah, but he's like, fuck, World War II? Right? Like, when's the last time you remember any major world power losing a general in battle? Jesus fucking Christ. Very recently, actually, this place called Russia just lost their general even. I said world power with her. The last time Russia lost a general, like the last 10, actually. Smoking the Russian general back. In combat, isn't the only general you send to a front general you want to have an accident? I mean, Wallada, dude, they're down 11 now. And this one, we've got the picture of him dead. Like, this one, we know he's dead. Sort of situation. Like, we got the photo of the body. Yeah, he, yes, very dead. very, very dead. Yeah. Man, remember when Russia was taken semi-seriously? I know, right? Jesus. Anybody over a certain age, like, it's, dude, Zippy, right? Like, this is Bobby, Zippy, Cassidy, fucking, I suppose Beast as well. I don't know the ages of some nonsense. Remember when Russia was, like, serious? Oh my God, like growing up in the fucking 80s and like in the 90s during the collapse of the US, like, yeah, they were the big boogeyman. Exactly. Don't be aging me like that, Puka. I remember fucking, yeah, dude, Russia used to be like a thing. Oh man, they fucking, Jesus Christ, they are a joke now. It's bad. Remember when you were scared of the bomb? I've been old. I admit it, says Bobby. Nonsense. Oh yeah, I hid under my desk because Russia and tornadoes. Hiding under the desk was the solution to everything. Bavarius, that's right, Bavarius is in that group too. They're more formidable in Stranger Things than in reality. I still need to watch that show. My dad used to train for a Soviet invasion in West Germany, says Kaiser. Yeah. Was your dad? Yeah, your dad was military, right? I vaguely remember that. Plus, my dad was freaking out a few months ago because he still took them seriously. Just watched it. Red Dawn! Wolverines! Fucking Wolverines! Dude, Red Dawn was a fucking thing. Red Dawn was a thing. Dude, our fucking parents and shit. Dude, that was a fucking thing. Red Dawn was a thing. Jesus. So, Wolverines! Avenge me! So Marjorie Taylor Greene, yes, our resident nut job, says officially that you are a domestic terrorist if you oppose Christian nationalism. Just a heads up. If you oppose Christian nationalism, you are in Marjorie Taylor Greene's eyes, you are a domestic terrorist. Hold on. Fuck that beach. We used to think that Russia could launch paratroopers all over the Midwest, and then they sacrificed an entire paratrooper battalion for a small airport in Ukraine. I know, right, Gord? Jesus, fuck me. Last American one I can find is Major General Harold Greene in Afghanistan in 2014. Before him, the last general died in Vietnam. So won every major conflict, basically, Marcus. All right, cool, thanks. Jesus, Cyber, I don't know how you missed it. Good on you. Worked for a guy who had a train car buried in his yard with a trapdoor in his living room that led to it as a fallout shelter because he used to be in the military. Nice, Cassidy. I mean, I'm down. My low's come a long way. Christian nationalism has been very fashion-centric now. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking various. Solid attempt. Yeah. Nonsense brought that to my attention earlier when I pulled it up on screen just to fucking prove it to myself. Fucking yeah. It's Milo Yiannopoulos is a fucking unpaid intern for Marjorie Taylor Greene, who says if you oppose Christian nationalism, you're a domestic terrorist, and the Jews secretly have space lasers. Oh yeah, Aka. Yeah, that's a thing. Milo Yiannopoulos is an unpaid intern for Marjorie Taylor Greene now. Yeah, it's a thing. Because reasons. Because this is the dumbest timeline. Because we live in the stupidest timeline. He said he's doing her a favor for some reason or something. I mean, I'm sure he's spinning it, you know, for his ego, but still, like, I bet it is a favor. I bet she like sees it as like he can speak to the queers or something because he used to be one. Maybe he's her secret queer whisperer. Milo Yiannopoulos is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I just be prepared. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Milo Yiannopoulos is Marjorie Taylor Greene's fag whisperer. That's I think that may be what it is. I think she's like, I need a fag whisperer up in here. I don't know what these goddamn Lagubitatas are talking about. And Milo volunteered because he's all about the pussy these days. Sure he is. Sure you are, Milo. Sure you are. Coming soon to PAX TV. He gets paid, but in the glory of Rambo Christ. Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene fucks a Zangief cosplayer on the side. Yeah, right? Like, that dude is... Where is he? Ah! Monkey entirely. Yeah. Yes, Milo, you're so totally straight. Never look them in the eye, it'll spook them. Make Milo gay again. Milo demoted his husband to housemate. Yeah, dude, it's fucking... Sure, he's super into pussy now, guys. He's super into pussy. He's like all about it. He just loves getting in there and like burying his face in that muff. It's just so, it so turns him on. He's just got a rock hard cock when he thinks of girl pussy. You know, guys, get our on screen. You know, Milo probably fucking has to take like Dramamine or some shit to like combat like seasickness. He fucking Milo before he goes down on a bitch has to take Dramamine. He's like, let me get a puff of this fucking chronic and take a Dramamine so I don't puke all over the place. Oh, poor Milo. That dude's all fucked up in the head. All right, y'all want to talk some shit about cops? Milo is the gayest gay. Have you seen his church militant Christian QVC graphs? It's the funniest shit ever. Yeah, oh yeah. I don't want to ever hear you say muff ever again, Sister Crimson. Don't king shame. Let's see, pop you. There's you. Okay. If he ever puts another dick in his mouth, it'll be coated in ipecac. Yeah, 100%. He's already sucked another dick. Don't even think for a second. 3 minutes after he came out as straight, he was over in the closet. Just yeah, 100%. That dude hasn't stopped smoking pole for 1 second. Are you kidding me? He's as gay as they come. Bet you it was Alex Jones's dick. I've ended Marcus's bloodline. One less lawyer's lineage doing the Lord's work. John Oliver just did a bit on how SRO's fucking up America. You make it sound like it's gay. You make it sound like it's gay train spotting. Wait, Oh, I remember that, Cyber. Dude, I remember that. I remember that fucking show. Fucking, hold on. I remember this fuck. Hold on.
Cops, Central Organization of Police Specialists. Fighting crime in a future time. Protecting Empire City from Big Boss and his gang of crooks.
Yeah.
It's crime fighting time.
For those of you who didn't know that was a thing or that existed, congratulations. You now do. There's the part where the cop has to laugh off when they hear another of their coworkers broke the jaw of a minority. Nonsense says, tell me there's a scene where a bunch of kids are mowed down while the cops wait outside and harass the parents. A lot of, oh no, I watched this a lot. Oh yeah. Yeah, dig. Superheroes cause so much property damage to the middle and lower classes. I don't like them. Wait, that's cops wear the vintage track shorts. I got a picture for you. Just take it in. Just take it all in. Just let it wash over you. The mustache, the shorts, the shitty vehicle. Just it's amazing. It's amazing. Just this is, we should force every single one of them to look like this. Soccer match soon. You know, like, Gov. Ooh la la, governor. Oi, brubs. Their knees look like angry faces. I wish cops look like that. Kaiser, I do too. If we have to have this entity in society, they should look like this, not like what they do now. I'm gonna pretend those are skirts. Really, really bad retro porn. All right. Karina, turns out the last 2 hours a hydroneer was digging to a spot that no longer had water. Just yelps. Yelps and gun shoots. All right. Everybody ready for Popo's Bizarre Adventures? Hot Fuzz has new meaning. Cops. Corporate operative pig stereotypes. Zippy. Oh, God. Okay. We haven't done... Look, we didn't do it last week, Zippy. I took a week off. Okay? My body is ready since car accident. Give Popo's Bizarre Adventures. All right. So, Popo's Bizarre Adventures. So, where should we start? Should we start at the top in the last week or so the absolute shit show that has been the Uvalde Police Department. I can say that unfortunately San Jose has not been in the news again. My boys, San Jose, they have managed not to whip their dicks out and masturbate in front of a grieving mother for like more than 3 minutes at a time. So congratulations, I suppose, at the top of the show. Congratulations to the San Jose Police Department for managing to go 2 weeks without driving drunk on the freeway, showing up to a domestic violence call and rubbing one out while drunk, showing up to a kidnapping of a 3-month-old boy, a baby boy, and masturbating in the other room. So congratulations to the or stealing drugs from a crime scene and ODing on the fentanyl you thought was cocaine. So congratulations to the San Jose Police Department for managing to stay off of my Popo's Bizarre Adventures radar for 2 weeks. That is a string. They were going for like 5 weeks straight. Every fucking week, San Jose Police Department was putting up numbers. So congratulations, San Jose Police Department, for not managing to not masturbate at a crime scene for a week or two. Shocking, I know. But in that time, what has happened was, what has happened is, of course, the Uvalde Police Department. The Uvalde Police Department, of course, infamously at this point, I suppose, I think Uvalde is going to go down as, a word, a term in our society. I think that Uvalde will be, they didn't masturbate because I knew I was watching. I think Uvalde is going to be a buzzword for a while in our culture, in our society. For posterity, for the record, a disgruntled, mentally unwell kid fucking gets a couple of ARs, fucking goes on a high-speed chase with cops, manages to fucking wreck his vehicle, manages to run a half a mile to a fucking school, goes in the school, goes on a shooting rampage, 19 kids, 2 teachers, and the entire time the police department is standing out front for 78 minutes, and the only thing the police department actually did was pepper spray, tase, and handcuff parents who wanted to attempt to save their own children, in which several people did. Several cops actually went in and saved their own fucking kids. One of the women who went in and saved her own child happened to be on probation from a previous event, and the police department threatened her with pulling her probation jacket on her if she spoke to the press. So the only thing the police department has done in Uvalde, as far as we can tell, is has beat up a bunch of parents who wanted to try and save their kids from a mass shooting event, save their own kids, cover their own asses. Oh, and the squad leader, the police chief who was in charge of that shit show, has been secretly sworn in as a city council member at night with no press or no public available or allowed in at that time. The police department has assured us that they definitely didn't shoot or harm any other kids, which they definitely did. And then the next day, they announced that they would not be cooperating with Texas Department of Public Safety or federal DOJ investigations. So that basically, I think, summarizes the Uvalde police debacle at this point, having done more heavy lifting for the anti-police, abolish police, anarchist view on police than we have ever managed to accomplish for ourselves in one incident. So, I mean, thank you, I suppose, Uvalde. You definitely have proven exactly why police are not only useless to society, but a net negative to society at this point. Keep up the terrible work, I guess. So, moving on from Uvalde. I need to take a pause for a moment to bait from all that excitement. I know, right? Are there former San Jose police on the Uvalde Police Department? Did they need a minute to rub one out? Congrats to the cops for winning the war on cops. Yep. This is why I'm an anarchist. The cops don't do anything. Actually, Latte, that is incorrect. The cops actively did things. They tased parents, they pepper sprayed parents, they handcuffed parents, and they generally used the monopolization of force that is empowered by the state and that is collected by the state and empowered in them to generally allow the shooter to continue for 78 minutes unabated. So the cops didn't do nothing. They just actively prevented any good from being done and actively caused further harm. Yeah, oh, that's right. Congrats on them for doing a thing. So, yes. So we will, that's pretty much, we'll be checking back in with Uvalde, I'm sure, as time goes on. They definitely are worth our time, I suppose. They already have, they have me too, actually, to a certain extent. Now, jumping from Uvalde, Texas, across the pond, the Met, the origin of modern policing in the Western world, the Metropolitan Police Force of London. This is the spawn point, as it were, for many of our problems. For those of you who have done a few Popo's Bizarre Adventures, you probably you may or may not remember whether you've managed to kill those brain cells with alcohol or just brute force banging a hammer into your head yet or not. You may or may not remember the young woman who was raped at school by the Metropolitan Police Force in the course of a strip search for reasons. They strip searched her and, sexually molested her for reasons. Well, the Metropolitan Police Force is being investigated again for the strip search of a third child now. Just recently. They did it again. There was already two incidents of, shall we say, controversial cases in which children were strip searched by the Met. Well, now we have a third incident. On Monday, the Independent Office for Police Conduct in the Met confirmed, following complaint, they are investigating the strip search of a child. Due to the sensitivity surrounding the matter, they were unable to provide any further information at this time. They would confirm that the strip search was conducted by officers of the same gender. I don't know why that matters, that they were, molested by the police force in an official capacity at the behest of the state. The gender is the same gender, at least. Hey, yes, the state raped your child. But don't worry, the rape was conducted by somebody of the same gender, so it's okay. I don't quite understand how that works, but whatever. They took the child in on a suspicion of possession with intent to supply, of course. The child, let's see, that's child Q. That's a different case. Then there's the autistic child who was 15, who was strip searched in front of male officers. So yeah, we don't know anything. The cop was Catholic, so it was okay. Exactly with her. So this is all we know at this point. It's still a breaking story. We're just gonna have to wait. But there we go. Oh, some Metropolitan Police Force officer has once again fucking raped a kid. So Leona Hale. Like, we didn't get an opportunity to really talk about Leona Hale. Leona Hale was the 26-year-old Kansas City woman who was shot, hands up, unarmed, pregnant by the Kansas City Police Department. They maintain that she may or may not have, been related to an incident of like carjacking or something like that. But as far as all we know, based off the footage at the scene and the eyewitness account statements at the scene, they shot her while she was fleeing, hands up, pregnant. So yeah, I mean, what do you want? It's an unarmed pregnant woman. They fucking shot her like 5 times. I can't, there's not much more I can do with this, right? Like she's a fucking pregnant woman who was shot 5 times by fucking Kansas City police officers while she, you know, like tried to get away. So take your fucking pick. Pro-life, exactly. Pro-life. So, cops in Arizona watched a dude drown. Cops in Arizona watched a dude drown. I mean, that's sort of the beginning, middle, and end of the story. I mean, it was in Tempe, Arizona. Dude fucking ran out, you know, dude ran out in the water, fucking, and like he drowned. Like they're on administrative leave. The fucking victim said, "I'm drowning." The cops stood by and did nothing. Like the transcript is very clear. The first officer literally told the guy, "I'm not jumping in after you." So like, when the wife lost her mind on the officers, the cops threatened to put her in fucking cuffs and put her in the car. So, yeah. The exact quote, Marcus, was, "Okay, I'm not jumping in after you." It was straight up. "I'm drowning. Come over to the pylon. I can't. Okay, I'm not jumping in after you." And then when the wife lost her mind, the cop fucking turns to her and says, "If you don't calm down, I'm going to put you in my car." So, Google's "Can pigs swim?" Pigs can't swim. Armed with a baby on board. Yeah, they basically told the dude to go fuck himself. I don't know, like, you know, like, welcome to Popo's Bizarre Adventures. We get these kind of stories where you just like, holy shit, that's the story? Yeah, that's the story. Cops in Tempe watched a fucking dude drown. They did not attempt to do anything. It was what do you mean, what was the environment, Glazy? It was a fucking pond. It was a murky, muddy pond in fucking Arizona. It's just, Jesus Christ, it's just fucking deja vu. Fucking, Jesus Christ, you fucking bootlicked so many times. I'm getting deja vu from it. So these dipshits need lifeguard training now? Oh no, they're too fat and useless. Dude, have you seen cops? There's no way cops can fucking swim. Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, have you seen these fucking just absolute, like, here. I could see them turtle style on their back. Like, they can't swim, but with all that fat, they can float. Piggy paddle, piggy paddle. Oh, hey, I have a picture. Here, you want to... Glazy, you want to know the conditions? Here you go. Here's a picture from the lake. Okay? Here you go. You ready? Ready? Is this safe enough? Is this calm enough for the officers to actually get involved? Glazy? Is this an acceptable set of variables for them to actually get off their fucking fat asses and do something? Or should we just start considering, oh yeah, it's an inland man-made lake, by the way. So definitely not a shark. Should we, I don't know, maybe consider just as human beings at this point? Is this shallow enough? Is this manageable enough that someone else would jump in? Because I know I would jump in there. But I grew up swimming and have plenty of training in water-borne areas. Cops won't swim for you, let alone die for you. Glazy, it's in Tempe, Arizona. Do you understand Tempe, Arizona doesn't have... No, it's kind of a goofy question, man. It's like asking like what the water conditions at Lake Las Vegas was like. It's a man-made lake. It's a little weird. What were the conditions at Lake Las Vegas the day that they let him drown? I don't know. The same they are every other day. It's a fucking man-made lake. It's Tempe, Arizona. It's fucking here. It's glass. Yes. Cassidy, neither tried. Neither tried. Oh, here they are as well, just hanging out. Yeah. Yeah. Can we get... Here you go. They did. They literally just stood there and watched someone drown to death with her. Yes. They very literally stood there and watched him drown. Here's a picture from the dude standing there at the fucking edge watching a man drown. You understand why I don't see it as a fair question, Glazy? They just stood there and watched a man drown. What amount of, like, if I threw your mom or your brother or your best friend in a fucking lake and they were drowning because they couldn't fucking swim, what amount of choppy water would you be okay with for me to just stand there and do nothing? Right? Forget that I tossed them in. Just they're in there drowning. Like, if somebody was, like, just sitting there at the end of a dock drowning and I stood there and just watched them drown, your loved one, what degree of choppy water would be acceptable? How unsafe would it have to be before you okayed me letting your mom drown, Glazy? I'm serious, Glazy. If that was a fair question before, how is this not a fair question? What degree of... They watched a dude drown. What the fuck kind of people just stand there? That's the most fucked up shit ever, says Cassie. Exactly. Like, I don't understand, like, what... I don't understand how they get the benefit of the doubt for, like, watching a dude drown. By the way, you see the casual arms there? You see him just leaning over the fucking pole, watching this dude slowly drown? You know you don't drown instantly, right? Like, you know it's not... They watched a dude drown. Oh, this should be fun. I'm sure this will also get the benefit of the doubt. What training, Marcus? Because, I mean, like, I have, like, some SAR stuff under my belt. Like, part of it is to literally jump in after a drowning person. Like, what training taught you not to save a drowning person? It's painful and scary to drown. Yeah. So let's jump across the pond again. Let's go say hi to our British counterparts. Once more. Who the fuck trains you, Marcus? That's the whole point of a lifeguard. You notice they close the door when they get caught. Oh shit, we're being recorded. Oh shit. Yeah. Just kicking the shit out of an old black dude. Just kicking the shit out of an old black dude. Yeah. Yeah, that's beast. That was my training as well. Fucking you hook them from behind. You don't ever let them get in front of don't ever let them get behind you. I know, right? YMCA and Boy Scouts were told to get a tool for them to grab onto and drag them to shore. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you just don't ever let them get behind you. You always grab them from behind, like usually across the chest, under an arm and across the chest, and fucking, drag that way. Interesting. Yeah, dude. I see. Cause yeah, Cassie, I don't have that like community pool fucking lifeguard training. I've got like search and rescue from Mountain Rescue in Tennessee. Like Smoky Mountain Rescue is who taught me that shit. So like, yeah, I guess like I skipped the lower levels somewhere along the way, and I desperately, like, that's my goal, by the way. Like if I can rehab this body to the point where to that point, that's what I want to get back into. SAR. I would love to be able to do some search and rescue stuff. That'd be great. Oh, all right. Okay, close that. Oh, we forgot to mention that Texas law, the dead suspect loophole thing in Texas may prevent families, the families in Uvalde from ever actually like knowing the circumstances of the deaths, fucking due to some bullshit Texas law. Just FYI, like it's called the dead suspect loophole, apparently. Oh yeah, and we forgot to mention that the police were using bikers, fucking motorcycle clubs, in Uvalde to, like, you know, kick the shit out of people. Fuck Texas. Well, it is Texas, so Puka, exactly. Yeah, to intimidate press. Hey, you're welcome, video. How would you hire a field officer that doesn't swim? I know, right? Build the wall, baby. Build the wall, Mississippi. Oh, Jesus. So Louisiana is getting a little more based. Louisiana has a proposal that would ban law enforcement from using the odor of cannabis as probable cause. Be nice. Now maybe the worst time in recent history to fuck in Texas, please. Do not. Yeah, I know, right? So, you know, I mean, they're going to have to fucking pass it. So we don't know, but we'll see. Louisiana's been having some issues. Louisiana has a few. They're attempting to crack down on their problem cops. They've got like some Senate Bill 182 that would protect police whistleblowers from retaliation, and they say that it would help. It would attempt to prevent rogue officers from escaping accountability, but it would revoke an officer's certification if the officer is fired or allowed to retire or resign as a result of being disciplined for an unreasonable use of force. I'll take that. I'll fucking take that. You know what? Like, that's, you know, but again, Louisiana, you got to get it passed. You can't just fucking put it on the books. You got to actually get it passed. And when you have shit like, you know, how was it in Abbeville, a family trying to file a complaint against a police officer, have like they're fearing rampant retaliation against them by the police force. And so, like, yeah, they're like physical abuse, like, you know, harassment, twisting the, father's arm and like body slamming him to the ground and injuring him in the process of harassing them. They're literally just harassing them, looking for like their 16-year-old son. They have a suspect for a white suspect on a motorcycle, so it clearly was him and shit like that. It's just general harassment campaigns that are conducted by police officers on a fairly relatively large scale. Let's see. Video. We don't, like all the other accountability policies in place, not a policy issue, it's an action issue. Yeah, right. Video. I'm sorry, but I'm not that familiar with U.S. politics. Which left-wing organization is currently the strongest and the most successes impact? We don't have a political left in the U.S. No. Where are you from, Video? What part of the world? Yeah, we don't have a left here. We have the Democrats, which are center right. And then we have the Republicans, which are right wing. Germany. We don't have the equivalent of what you would consider a leftist party here. Video. Not of any significant success. No. Yes, it is, Bavarius. It is. Essentially, yeah. Video. Yeah. From your political perspective, if you're familiar with an Overton window, from your political perspective, yes, all we have is right wing. Marcus, I mean, there is an actual report that by the FBI about anarchists and how we're extraordinarily difficult to infiltrate. Most we have is Canada's the Communist Party of Canada, which supports Russia. A one-party state with two wings. Yeah, basically. Fuck the DSA. God, they are useless. They are fucking useless. They're beyond useless. Yeah, Gord, yeah, DSA. Lol. It's like, come on. Fucking A, the DSA. Oh. The fuck is a DSA, says Rev. So, oh, fuck it. Yes, Wither the Face. He got into an altercation over driving in a neighborhood. After the initial interaction, Snyder drove his privately owned vehicle to his residence and returned in his assigned unmarked police vehicle to the citizen's location. The situation escalated further, and Snyder drew his firearm on the citizen. Through the course of the investigation, detectives determined that Snyder, this guy, violated the law and arrest warrant was issued. He surrendered to police and was booked into CCDC, which is our detention center, on 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon and 1 count of oppression under color of law. He's been an LVMPD officer since 2016 and currently assigned to the Theft Crimes Bureau. He's going to be placed on suspension of police powers without pay pending confirmation of charges. Yeah, Las Vegas Metro. LVMPD. Fucking, oh, he's a special one. Thanks, Wormy. He looks like a cop. He is a cop. Why do all cops look alike? Because they're fucking, they filter. They self-filter. Break Leg Committee or Stomp Out Slumlords were so good for just say, why the fuck don't I do more of that? Because they're fucking idiots. Funny, because I swear I've seen him before. I do business for a company that's next to a training facility. The cops are always there. I wouldn't doubt it, Dig. It's a small town. I wouldn't doubt it if you had seen him before. Absent affected political parties, it's up to us, the people, to organize amongst ourselves. We have to narrator. Look at that optimism. On a Monday, narrator, to have optimism on a Monday in America. Look at you, man. You're fucking ballsy. Rev, he looks like a quarter of my graduating class. Fucking. So, this is just fucking, you know, Popo's Bizarre Adventures is just that bizarre. Right? Ex-deputy fucking is accused of posing as a wedding guest in Arizona to steal gifts. So a retired sheriff's deputy posed as a guest at 2 Phoenix area weddings to steal boxes of cards containing thousands of dollars. He went after the cash cards, basically, like all the congratulations on your marriage. Here's $200 or whatever. Is 54, Landon Earl Rankin, age 54, arrested Wednesday in the thefts at private venues in April, held without bond. He would just walk up stealing the box of wedding cards. Each contained between $3,000 and $6,000 for the 2 weddings. He just needed some cash, so, you know, he probably has a bit of a drug habit. Ex-cop, in need for cash. Oh, no, there it is. He was booked on several drug possession and drug paraphernalia offenses. He had amphetamine and fentanyl on him. Yeah. Yep. Typical ex-cop with a drug problem that he picked up while he was on the force from stealing drugs and using them from the people he rousted. Oh, Jesus, Cyber, I don't doubt it. My graduating class was me, Hannah, Haley, Randy, Nikki, Patrick, Jacob, Sean, Jimmy, Billy Joe, Nick, Emily, and Rachel. Jesus, my graduating class was 1,400 people. Cops sure do love their fence. I know, right? Never give up hope. The only black pill I'll take is the anarchy pill. Fucking narrator, you do that. You do that. 600-ish for me, says Aka. The fuck? Mine was 14. Jesus. Cassidy, when I graduated, was 62. Fuck me. Oh, yeah. God, that Uvalde stuff is just, Jesus, fuck me. Also, the fucking cops threatened the, what was it? The press with charges if they reported on it. So, 1,200 for Aspen, yeah. $48, says Zippy. So, Federal Appeals Court Federal Appeals Court has ruled that a Louisiana prosecutor and police officer who blatantly fabricated evidence are not immune from civil rights lawsuits by a former death row prisoner. They knowingly and deliberately fabricated the testimony, according to the Fifth Circuit, and as such, they are liable. Of course, it's civil rights lawsuits. I'd love to see some of these fuckers punished with some like hard jail time, frankly. But yeah, Foster, Perlow, and Foster, Michael Weary. He had his conviction overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court in 2016 because the prosecutors withheld exculpatory evidence and they manufactured testimony and coerced a juvenile to falsely implicate Weary. So they basically just created a false narrative and then manufactured evidence to back up their false narrative. They're going to be at least liable for the civil rights lawsuits. That's something. That's something. Yeah, they pulled a 14-year-old boy out of school on 6 occasions, at least, that we know of, to intimidate him into offering false testimony at a murder trial. False testimony that was concocted, quote, wholesale by that detective and prosecutor and carefully rehearsed. The child's compliance ensured with scare tactics like taking him to view the murder victim's bloody car. So they revoked this dude's prosecutorial immunity, which is not an easy deal to do. And then, again, Louisiana heavy. Fucking Louisiana, 3 Louisiana state troopers are being charged for beating a fucking black motorist. They also picked him up by his braids. I'm not kidding you. They like, quote unquote, hoisted him to his feet by his braids. Yeah. Also, they bragged about it. They bragged about it in text messages to each other, saying they gave him a whooping that would give him nightmares for a long time. Yeah. Fucking, what are their names? Let's name check these pieces of shit. Jacob Brown, Dakota DeMoss, and George Cam Harper. All 3 of them, absolutely kicked the shit out of a black dude. Just a black motorist. Of course, did trumped up traffic stop. They roused some dude for a traffic stop. And the next thing you know, they escalate the situation. They start yelling, get your hands up, get out of the car. What are you doing? He had a threatening attitude. His fucking, he blah, blah, blah. He had an aggressive stance. Is another one that I know they love to go to. And yeah, next thing you know, they're whooping the shit out of this black dude. And then bragging about it amongst each other and fucking texting back and forth and shit. I mean, video cam footage. Yeah, the aggressive stance thing is, it's a thing. So I'm going to just read one. And then one I'm going to link and just talk about briefly. Like Larry Craig aggressive? Yeah. So Seattle police have stopped investigating adult sexual assaults this year. If you live in Seattle, they're not investigating adult sexual assaults. Like, they've stopped. Internal memo. They've stopped. Their sexual assault and child abuse unit staff are so depleted. They've basically shut them down. Quote, the community expects our agency to respond to reports of sexual violence, and at current staffing levels, that objective is unattainable. So basically, they lost a bunch of staff due to George Floyd protests. They lost a bunch of staff due to deaths from COVID. And then they also were neglecting this unit because they prioritized broken window policing over actually doing something. So a good portion of their actual resources and funds are put towards things like level 4 plates for their SWAT team. Whereas the actual investigators who, try and track down the people who raped, 14 women last week, those guys, they don't really exist as a unit. They don't get any funding. So, yeah. They are at present unable to assign adult sexual assault cases that come into the unit. So, that. Oh, Cyberheart, you need to look into broken window policing if you're not aware of what that is. Tree pigs are arguably the worst pigs. Sure. Cops are always under something, but always over the law. Yep. So basically, don't bother contacting the police for sexual assault. Seek out alternatives, says Gord. Yep. Rev, that reminds me, I met some hippie types around my age earlier today. Saw them at a liquor store and passed them on a back road. Told them where to go digging. Warned them about the local laws on tree pigs, and gave them a number to my buddy who does quartz digging tours. Nice. Yeah, or outsource. I mean, Okay, so I'm just going to read this to you because this is fucking insane. And we're going to wrap up here. This is, like I said, most of the last couple of weeks has been just straight up Uvalde. So, Utah County. This is batshit insane. Just going to read this article. So, by Barbie Latza Nadal. It's a fucking correspondent at large for the Daily Beast. Either way. A wild QAnon conspiracy theory. No, Aspen, San Jose managed to keep their dicks in their fucking pants for a week. No, that's the big story, really, is that San Jose managed to not masturbate at a crime scene for a week, or die of a fentanyl overdose that they stole from a scene, or fucking just drunkenly drive down the freeway bumper carring the whole way. No, yeah, San Jose managed to keep their nose cleans for a week. Anyway, this is crazy. A wild QAnon conspiracy theory that has followers convinced progressives rape and eat kids has bubbled into a small county in Utah. Utah County Attorney David Levitt, who's running for re-election, is calling for the immediate removal of the county sheriff, Mike Smith, over a bizarre report implicating Levitt in a ritualistic sex ring known for cannibalizing young children. The 151-page report, which was released by the sheriff Wednesday among law enforcement, has not been made public. God, I wish it would. Is said to name Levitt and his wife as integral figures in a trumped-up conspiracy. The report claims that the abuse took place between 1990 and 2010 and was carried out in 3 Utah counties. In announcing the investigation into, quote, ritualistic child sexual abuse and child sex trafficking, end quote, on Tuesday, the sheriff called on any potential victims who may have survived to come forward, but he said he did not directly name Levitt. He said he has no plans to resign and refused to apologize for using his budget to fund the highly questionable investigation into a political foe. Instead, he blamed the county attorney for abuse of power. Quote, I believe that Levitt is using his authority and his pulpit to bully, distract, and mischaracterize the facts of an ongoing investigation, Smith told reporters Wednesday. When asked about Levitt's alleged involvement, he said, we don't talk about who's under investigation. Smith told reporters no one was personally named in the report, but Levitt said, in fact, he and his wife were named on purpose just a week before ballots were being sent out. Quote, I am calling upon Sheriff Mike Smith to open his office to an outside investigation where outside independent investigators are able to investigate and confirm or deny the documents from a debunked investigation from more than a decade ago were or were not used for political purposes in a Utah County attorney's race, Levitt said in a statement. The allegation that I am asserting is that the sheriff's office is using its position for political gain and accusing them of abusing and cannibalizing and murdering children. And no, I will not step aside. The two officials have never met eye to eye since Smith endorsed a more like-minded conservative in the county attorney race. He maintains the timing of the report has nothing to do with the revenge. Quote, this is not political. This is something we take very, very seriously. This is some of the most egregious crimes that happen in our community where our children are victimized at this level. Smith also played down the mention of cannibalism in his investigation, which Levitt insists is a part of the report. The sheriff says the main focus is sexual abuse, not the consumption of children. So, conservatives, are y'all okay? Do you guys need like a hug? Like what's up with the fucking conservatives? All right, let's turn that back on. So, Popo's Bizarre Adventures, everyone. on that note of child cannibalism, let's see, what is this? There we go. There we go. Fix that. Did I do that? Done. I weep. Oh, done. Is that? Okay, good. Good. I mean, Rev, let me know what's up, Rev. What is it? So Utah's where we can get our adrenochrome. Got it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Zippy. Zippy said, hey, if we find an article about a Democrat being a gross old pedo, it still goes in the channel, right? Yeah. Just checking. I haven't found one yet, says Zippy, though. Yeah, Zippy, for sure. If you find one, then by all means. Really? Well, this is going to be a fun one. So, what's up, Rarls Cheed? You do realize I can just manually disable you, right? Bam. You're done. And there we go. Cool. Dig, I just automatically killed it. It's that fucking simple. It really is. Oh, there we go. It's not even a good one. Dig. He's already been blocked from being able to do anything. So just bam. I feel like they could have been more creative with their trolling. I mean, you know. They already can't raid in anymore. They can't fucking pop. So anyway. Another pregnant and a woman. Miami. Jeez. Hey, so this is just what we do now. Cool. Done. Do I have? No. There we go. Is there? There isn't. That's a shame. I was wondering if there's a thing. Okay. Twitch is already pulling accounts. Hey, see, there we go. See, this is, let me just check something. There we go. Yeah, cool. Impotent rage raids into the dust. Yeah, no, it literally, like on my side, you just, all I do is toggle something and they're done. Yeah. Notice it's already gone. Like it's just not difficult for me, technologically speaking. So I'm starting to think that the term trolling is based on trolling. I mean, when you're dumb enough to make your username TOS, what do you expect? Yeah, well, 1 out of 10 on the creative scale. Them being creative would require some amount of intelligence. Yeah, well, you know. Hey, Carpe. They're after you, Kai. They're after you. Yep. Mwah. It literally just is super fucking simple. I have a sneaking suspicion I know who it is, who the primary account is. Because I purged the primary account. There's the primary account that I'm thinking of that Dig. That really has a fucking hard on for me has been like I programmatically made it so that they're unable to trigger anything. And so I think they definitely have a little bit of a hard on for me. No, Aspen. It's someone you called Pookie. No, it's not Dr. Professor SC, I do not believe. From Before the Trolls, the story of Jumping Mouse I mentioned a few months ago. Oh, okay, that just cycled by really quickly. I mean, that's... Oh, Rev, you want me to read this? Jesus Christ. Okay. Cyberspace. Duly noted. Sorry about earlier, but I, pulled and then unpulled. Either way. Checking that haterade. All right, let's do this then. I need this down here, though, if I'm going to read this. Why am I reading this, Rev? Other than you want me to read this? No. Come back. Where'd you go? You don't need to redeem the points. Fucking Rev. All right. The story of the jumping mouse. Once there was a mouse. He was a busy mouse, searching everywhere, touching his whiskers to the grass and looking. He was busy as all mice are, busy with mice things. But once in a while he would hear an odd sound. He would lift his head, squinting hard to see, his whiskers wiggling in the air, and he would wonder. One day he scurried up to a fellow mouse and asked him, "Do you hear a roaring in your ears, my brother?" No, answered the other mouse, not lifting his busy nose from the ground. "I hear nothing. I'm busy now. Talk to me later." He asked another mouse the same question. The mouse looked at him strangely. "Are you foolish in your head? What sound?" he asked, and slipped into a hole in a fallen cottonwood tree. The little mouse shrugged his whiskers and busied himself again, determined to forget the whole matter. But there was that roaring again. It was faint, very faint, but it was there. One day he decided to investigate the sound just a little. Leaving the other busy mice, he scurried a little way away and listened again. There it was. He was listening hard when suddenly someone said, "Hello. Hello, little brother," the voice said, and the mouse almost jumped right out of its skin. He arched his back and tail and was about to run. "Hello," again said the voice. "It is I, Brother Raccoon." And sure enough, it was. "What are you doing here all by yourself, little brother?" asked the raccoon. The mouse blushed, and he put his nose almost to the ground. "I hear a roaring in my ears, and I'm investigating it," he answered timidly. "A roaring in your ears," replied the raccoon as he sat down with him. What do you hear, little brother?" "What you hear, little brother, is the river." "The river?" the mouse asked curiously. "What is a river?" "Walk with me and I will show you the river," the raccoon said. Little Mouse was terribly afraid, but he was determined to find out once and for all about the roaring. "I can return to my work," he thought, "after this thing is settled, and possibly this thing may aid me in all my busy examining and collecting, and my brothers all said it was nothing. I'll show them. I'll ask Raccoon to return with me, and I will have proof." Oh, jeez, this is kind of long, man. "All right, Raccoon, my brother," said Mouse. "Lead on to the river. I will walk with you." Little Mouse walked with Raccoon. His little heart was pounding in the breast. The raccoon was taking him upon strange paths, and the little mouse smelled the scent of many things that had gone by this way. Many times he became so frightened he almost turned back. Finally they came to the river. It was huge and breathtaking, deep and clear in places and murky in others. Little Mouse was unable to see across it because it was so great. It roared, sang, cried, and thundered on its course. Little Mouse saw great and little pieces of the world carried along its surface. "It is powerful," Little Mouse said, fumbling for words. Hold on. Done. "It is a great thing," answered the raccoon. "But here, let me introduce you to a friend." In a smoother, shallower place was a lily pad. Bright and green, sitting upon it was a frog, almost as green as the pad it sat on. The frog's white belly stood out clearly. "Hello, little brother," said the frog. "Welcome to the river." "I must leave you now," cut in Raccoon, "but do not fear, little brother, for Frog will care for you now." And the raccoon left, looking along the river bank for food that he might wash and eat. Little Mouse approached the water and looked into it. He saw a frightened mouse reflected there. "Who are you?" Little Mouse asked the reflection. "Are you not afraid, being that far out into the great river?" "No," answered the frog. "I am not afraid. I have been given the gift from birth to live both above..." Dude, my attention span is shot. Kids' stories do not... I have trouble with kids' stories, y'all. I have trouble with kids' stories. I didn't read kids' stories as a kid. I'm not afraid. I have been given the gift from birth to live both above and within the river. When Winter Man comes and freezes this medicine, I cannot be seen, but all the while Thunderbird flies. I am here. To visit me, one must come when the world is green. I, my brother, am the keeper of the water. Amazing, Little Mouse said at last, again fumbling for words. Would you like to have some medicine power? The frog asked. Medicine power? Me? Asked Little Mouse. Yes, if it is possible. Then crouch as low as you can, and then jump as high as you're able. You will have your medicine, Frog said. Little Mouse did as he was instructed. He crouched as low as he could and jumped. When he did, his eyes saw the sacred mountains. Little Mouse could hardly believe his eyes, but there they were. But then he fell back to earth, and he landed in the river. Little Mouse became frightened and scrambled back to the bank. He was wet and frightened nearly to death. You have tricked me, Little Mouse screamed at the frog. Wait, said the frog. You're not harmed. Do not let your fear and anger blind you. What did you see? I saw the sacred mountains. And you have a new name, Frog said. It is Jumping Mouse. Thank you, Jumping Mouse said, and thanked him again. I want to return to my people and tell them of this thing that has happened to me. Go then, Frog said. Return to your people. It's easy to find them. Keep the sound of the medicine river to the back of your head. Go opposite to the sound and you will find your brother mice. Jumping Mouse returned to the world of the mice, but he found disappointment. No one would listen to him. And because he was wet and had no way of explaining it because there had been no rain, many of the other mice were afraid of him. They believed he had been spat from the mouth of another animal that had tried to eat him, and they all knew that if he had not been food for the one who wanted him, then he must also be poison for them. Oh, no, that was something else entirely. I'm doing things behind the scenes because I can't tolerate, I'm sorry. Jesus. Jumping Mouse lived again amongst his people, but he could not forget his vision of the sacred mountains. The memory burned in the mind and heart of Jumping Mouse, and one day he went to the edge of the place of mice and looked out onto the prairie. He looked up for eagles. The sky was full of so many spots, each one an eagle. Oh, God, this is just gonna fucking... But he was determined to go to the sacred mountains. He gathered all of his courage and ran just as fast as he could onto the prairie. His little heart pounded with excitement and fear. He ran until he came to a stand of sage. He was resting and trying to catch his breath when he saw an old mouse. The patch of sage Old Mouse lived in was a haven for mice. Seeds were plentiful, and there was nestling material and many things to be busy with. Hello, said Old Mouse. Welcome. I don't do old voices well. Jumping Mouse was amazed. Such a place and such a mouse. You're truly a great mouse, Jumping Mouse said with all the respect he could find. This is truly a wonderful place, and the eagles cannot see you here either, Jumping Mouse said. Yes, said Old Mouse, and one can see all the beings of the prairie here, the buffalo, the antelope, rabbit, and coyote. One can see them all from here and know their names. Not even half. Jesus. That's marvelous, Jumping Mouse said. Can you also see the river and the great mountains? Yeah, Rev, it's fucking pages. This story goes on and on. Did you not look at the link? Fucking yes and no, the old mouse said with conviction. I know of the great river, but I am afraid that the great mountains are only a myth. Forget your passion to see them and stay here with me. There's everything you want here, and it's a good place to be. How can he say such a thing, thought Jumping Mouse. The medicine of sacred mountains is nothing one can forget. Thank you very much for the meal. Thank you very much for the meal you've shared with me, Old Mouse, and also for sharing your great home, Jumping Mouse said, but I must seek the mountains. Again, video. I don't fucking know. Ask Rev. The link was put in chat. Ask Rev about it. This is not my document. You're a foolish mouse to leave here. There is danger on the prairie. Just look up there, Old Mouse said, with even more conviction. Look at all those spots. They're eagles, and they will catch you. It was hard for Jumping Mouse to leave, but he gathered his determination and ran hard again. For the ground was rough, but he arched his tail and ran with all his might. He could feel the shadows of the spots upon his back as he ran. All those spots. Finally, he ran into a stand of choke cherries. Jumping Mouse could hardly believe his eyes. It was cool there and very spacious. Dude, the grammar and capitalization in this that I'm having to fix on the fly, too, is miserable. There was water, cherries, and seeds to eat, grasses to gather for nests, holes to be explored, and many, many other busy things to do. And there was a great many things to gather. Here, I'm going to put a sentence in chat. I want you guys to see the capitalization on these sentences. He was investigating his new domain when he heard very heavy breathing. He quickly investigated the sound and discovered its source. It was a great mound of hair with black horns. It was a great buffalo. Dude, we're going through all the fucking animals. Jesus Christ. It's going to end up with an eagle. He's going to be an eagle. Watch this. He's going to fucking meet with an eagle. He's going to go through fucking buffalo. I don't know if there's another animal after the buffalo, but there's no way that is not Chekhov's evil. Chekhov's eagle. He's going to, like, I don't know, make friends with an eagle, fly with an eagle, be an eagle. I don't fucking know. Either way, he's becoming one of those eagles in some form or fashion, culturally or not. I don't fucking know. Okay, so he was investigating his new domain when he heard very heavy breathing. He quickly investigated the sound and discovered its source. It was a great mound of black hair with black horns, great buffalo, blah, blah, blah. Jumping Mouse could hardly believe the greatness of the being he saw lying there before him. He was so large that Jumping Mouse could have crawled into one of his great horns. Such a magnificent being, thought Jumping Mouse as he crept closer. Hello, my brother, said the buffalo. Thank you for visiting me. Hello, great being, said Jumping Mouse. Why are you lying here? I am sick and I am dying, the buffalo said. And my medicine has told me only the eye of a mouse can heal me. But little brother, there is no such thing as a mouse. Jumping Mouse was shocked. One of my eyes, he thought. One of my tiny eyes? He scurried back into the stand of choke cherries, but the breathing came harder and slower. He will die, thought Jumping Mouse. If I don't give him my eye, he's too great a being to let die. He went back to where Buffalo lay and spoke. I'm a mouse, he said with a shaky voice, and you, my brother, are a great being. I cannot let you die. I have 2 eyes, so you may have one of them. The minute he said it, Jumping Mouse's eye flew out of his head and the buffalo was made whole. The buffalo jumped to his feet, shaking Jumping Mouse's whole world. Thank you, my little brother, said the buffalo. I know of your quest for the sacred mountains and of your visit to the river. You have given me life so that I may give away to the people. I will be your brother forever. Run under my belly, and I will take you right to the foot of the sacred mountains, and you need not fear the spots. The eagles cannot see you while you run under me. All they will see will be the back of a buffalo. I am of the prairie, and I will fall on you if I try to go up into the mountains. Little Mouse ran under the buffalo, secure and hidden from the spots, but with only one eye. It was, of course you don't read, Glazy. Who would have guessed? Little Mouse ran under the buffalo, secure and hidden from the spots, but with only one eye. It was frightening. The buffalo's great hooves shook the whole world each time he took a step. Finally they came to a place and Buffalo stopped. This is where I must leave you, little brother, said the buffalo. Thank you very much, said Jumping Mouse, but, you know, it was very frightening running under you with only one eye. I was constantly in fear of your great earth-shaking hooves. Your fear was for nothing, said Buffalo. For my way of walking is the Sundance way, and I always know where my hooves will fall. I now must return to the prairie, my brother. You can always find me there. Jumping Mouse immediately began to investigate his new surroundings. Rinse and repeat. There were even more things here than in other places, busier things, and an abundance of seeds and other things mice-like. In his investigation of these things, suddenly he ran upon a gray wolf who was sitting here doing absolutely nothing. Hello, Brother Wolf, Jumping Mouse said. The wolf's ears came alert, and his eyes shone. Wolf! Wolf! Yes, that's what I am. I am a wolf. But then his mind dimmed again, and it was not long before he sat quietly again, completely without memory as to who he was. Each time Jumping Mouse reminded him who he was, he became excited with the news, but soon would forget again. Such a great being, thought Jumping Mouse, but he has no memory. Jumping Mouse went to the center of this new place and was quiet. He listened for a very long time to the beating of his heart, and then suddenly he made up his mind. He scurried back to where the wolf sat, and he spoke. Brother Wolf, Jumping Mouse said. Wolf, wolf, said the wolf. Please, Brother Wolf, said Jumping Mouse, please listen to me. I know what will heal you. It's one of my eyes, and I want to give it to you. I'm only a mouse. Please take it. When Jumping Mouse stopped speaking, his eye flew out of his head, and the wolf was made whole. Tears fell down the cheeks of Wolf, but his little brother could not see them, for now he was blind. You are a great brother, said Wolf, for now I have my memory, but now you are blind. I am the guide into the sacred mountains. I will take you there. There is a great medicine lake there, the most beautiful lake in the world, and all of the world is reflected there. The people, the lodges of the people, and all the beings of the prairies and skies. Please take me there, Jumping Mouse said. The wolf guided him through the pines to the medicine lake. Jumping Mouse drank the water from the lake, and the wolf described the beauty to him. I must leave you here, said Wolf, for I must return so that I may guide others. But I will remain with you as long as you like. Thank you, my brother, said Jumping Mouse. But although I'm frightened to be alone, I know you must go so that you may show others the way to this place. Jumping Mouse sat there trembling in fear. It was no use running, for he was blind. But he knew an eagle would find him here. He felt a shadow on his back and heard the sound that eagles make. He braced himself for the shock, and the eagle hit. Jumping Mouse went to sleep. But then he woke up. The surprise of being alive was great, but now he could see. Everything was blurry, but the colors were beautiful. I can see, said Jumping Mouse over and over again. A blurry shape came toward Jumping Mouse. Jumping Mouse squinted hard, but the shape remained a blur. Hello, brother, a voice said. Do you want some medicine? Some medicine for me? Asked Jumping Mouse. Yes, yes. Then crouch down as low as you can, the voice said, and jump as high as you can. Jumping Mouse did as he was instructed. He crouched as low as he could and jumped. The wind caught him and carried him higher. Do not be afraid, the voice called to him. Hang on to the wind and trust. Jumping Mouse did. He closed his eyes and hung on to the wind, and it carried him higher and higher. Jumping Mouse opened his eyes, and they were clear. And the higher he went, the clearer they became. Jumping Mouse saw his old friend upon a lily pad on the beautiful medicine lake. It was the frog. You have a new name called the frog. You are Eagle. Catch you later, Dig. Carpe. Marcus, at the end of the day, I truly don't care. It's what everybody gets for not living in a based city. It really was Chekhov's eagle. Yeah, 100%. Karita, it's a story about self-sacrifice, helping others. It's mutual aid as seen through the lens of an indigenous society. Kukavas claps with one hand. So why don't you read, Glazy? Books have a liberal bias. Why animosity for the written word? And as for why so rude, because I've found in my life experience, which totals more than your life, those who do not read are some of the least amongst us. Audiobooks are fine. Audiobooks count as reading as far as I'm concerned. I'm fine with audiobooks being I just saw the fucking DSA flowchart. Jesus Christ. Just saw the DSA flowchart in the comments. Good God. I mean, yeah, some narrators suck, but it is what it is. Because reading an audio, this is how you better yourself, Glazy. It's one of the key ways you better yourself. You gotta read, man. You gotta consume somehow. Jesus. Why is the DSA such a meme? Because they suck. Puka, we had a dude in here who literally fucking was making fun of people who read and was saying how, like, you know, why would you read? Like, why would you bother reading? It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. All right, close that, close that. You gotta read, man. You gotta read. Zippy, because my imagination is superior to all special effects artists that have ever lived. All I did was read when I was young. Aka, thank you, Social Anxiety. My vocabulary is wonderful now. How's graphic novels in that reading take? It's halfway. It furthers the goal. It furthers the goal. Anything that gets you to process reading and makes it a skill set that you possess that maybe is transferable to another thing. And depending on the content of the graphic novel itself, right? Some of them are big boy books, right? You know. Anything in that like Alan Moore territory is definitely going to make you work for it. No, we just say smoking weed. Is it true that reading a book also means smoking weed in the U.S.? No, just smoking weed means smoking weed in the U.S. We just say, I'm just going to smoke some weed. You want to smoke some weed? Anything by Alan. Would be Watchmen, V for Vendetta. Fucking take your pick. Mouse. Yes. Yes, that's why you get shit, Glazy. It's because you don't brown nose. That's 100% why it happens. For sure. For sure. Do we have anybody in Georgia? Can't Stop the Kittens is having to rehome some of their kittens due to health and financial problems. And they're in Georgia and they're looking to rehome. So just putting that out there. Can't Stop the Kittens has needs to rehome a few of their cats. Unfortunately. So, yeah. Well, just keep it in mind, spread it out there, put it out there. Can't stop the kittens. They have chronic health issues and they're having some financial issues and they need to rehome some of the kittens. So I've been meaning to mention that. They're good people. Yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide is my favorite book. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. A trilogy in 5 parts. Yeah. Douglas Adams is my favorite book. Hitchhiker's Guide is my favorite book. Yeah. It's closely followed by Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson. But Douglas's sense of humor is just right up my alley. So I adore the man. You gotta read, man. You gotta read. Oh, Latte, you definitely do need to read Snow Crash. It's great. It's great. And you're gonna be annoyed. You're gonna be annoyed. You'll be like, Jesus Christ, he called like all of this? Yeah, he called all of it. Yeah. Ursula Le Guin. Somebody, I was talking to somebody on Reddit the other day who's reading Dumas. He was reading Alejandro Dumas in original text. Zippy, we all used to read more. Push it up the list, Latte. It's deserving of it. I love the fact that they fucking kicked the tankies out of the anarchist book fair. Just absolutely, just get the fuck out of here. Oh, the party. Party of Communists USA Twitter account is complaining about how their fucking comrades in Northern California were attacked by anarchists. Yeah, we fucking anarchists at the book fair. Like I said, they flipped their table twice and then took their stupid fucking painted golden statue of fucking Lenin and caved his fucking forehead in and used it as a donations jar. Yeah, they're complaining about it. I just saw them complain about it. I got the anarchist side of it. The anarchists were like, "Hey, did you see what we did?" Now I'm seeing the tankies complaining about it. Fucking hilarious. Yeah, they kicked them the fuck out. Why were tankies at the anarchist book fair? Like, why? Why were there tankies at the anarchist book fair? Like that alone. Like, get the fuck out. Oh, that sucks video. They then quoted a quote by they tweeted a quote by Marx. Anarchists are real enemies of Marxism. Actually, I don't even think that's Marx. I think that might be Lenin or Stalin. Anarchists are real enemies of Marxism. Yeah, because Marx wouldn't have referred to it as Marxism. I think it might be a Lenin quote. Anarchists are real enemies of Marxism. Accordingly, we also hold that a real struggle must be waged against real enemies. Okay, cool. So the tankies are cool by, they're straight up saying, like, we are the enemy. Cool. I'm okay with that. I already consider them enemies. I like a chia pet of Lenin. I mean, some video. Some. Fuck Lefty, didn't he? Yeah, dude, Cat, they showed up, the fucking tankies showed up to the fucking the Bay Area anarchist book fair that's been going for like decades, right? With a fucking table and busts of Lenin and Marx and Stalin and shit. And they've got like literature, and apparently the anti-civs were the first to fuck with them. The anti-civ anarchists like walked right over and just flipped their fucking table. Like right out of the gate. They're like, you're not welcome here. Right? Like, and apparently the tankies set the fucking set the table back up and like set stuff back up. And so more anarchists went over and flipped their fucking table and took their stupid Lenin bust and caved his fucking forehead in, painted donations across it, and then took another bust of fucking like Lenin, put a trans sticker on his fucking forehead, and they started like, they're like, yeah, we're taking your shit. Get the fuck out of here. Just straight up. Fuck out of here. Oh, not all opinions matter. Here, I can get you the, oops, wrong thing entirely. Marcus Lenin was the one who ordered the artillery shelling of the Anarchist Club of Moscow and allowed for open machine gun fire on anarchists in the streets. Good luck doing that apologia for fucking Lenin, at least in my house. Do YouTube videos on topics such as anarchism count as reading to you? Depends on who does it and how well they do it, Cyber. Yep, never forget Kronstadt. Much donate. Videos of German trying to wrap their head around fucking U.S. politics. Oh, ref. Yeah, such forehead. Such forehead. So, yeah. And that's not even like, here. Like, they had other fucking, like, they had other busts and shit. Like, there was others there. And you can see in the tanky one, hold on. Oh, for sake. There we go. There's one of the busts. You can see it in the lower right-hand corner. Oh, fuck it. How about non-compete videos on anarchism? Yeah. So I think, let's see, the golden one. So that's this one. That's this dude. That one over there is this dude here. Yeah, and then you can see here, you can see these two over here are these two right here. But either way. Oh, the camo jacket. Matt Walsh put theocratic fascist in his Twitter bio. Of course he did. Of course he did. Alright, just looking at the fucking side comments. Karina, are you still streaming? Or were you going to stream? Is that a thing you still wanted to do? Yeah, you're not streaming. Wait. No, that's 2 days ago. You take a fashion at the word. Fucking, was that Maya Angelou? When someone tells you who they are, believe them. All right, well then I'm closing that tab. I need to have you on an open tab. Night, Puka. For fuck's sake. Yeah, see, he doesn't need it. He does. You're just watching. We're in hell. Yeah, we're doing this direction. All right. Did Tucker's Twitter bio ever get fixed? Nope. It is what it is. All right. Let's close that. Yeah, I need to do some like serious exercise. But if like some of my late crew is down for like either VCs or game sessions, I'm probably going to do that and or be available here in a bit. I may actually jump into VC afterwards, and I may just like do workouts on VC. I don't know. Either way, we're going to raid over to Squiddy. Fucking Radhom has plenty of fucking people. Fucking Squiddy's sliding from whatever to down to fucking whatever. So I'm going to raid over to Squiddy. But yeah, you'll see me on VC here in a second. Either way. Another Popos with our adventures under the fucking, under our belts. And, on Monday, tomorrow, late show. Everyone, bye.